Dude, this shit is dark. Oh my god! Jesus Christ, the sound design of how ominous those footsteps are with the wood creaking. Just a bunch of little kids suffering, guys. I'm not gonna lie. What is up, everybody? Today we are back for another reaction. We are starting a brand new anime series. We are reacting to Takopi's Original Sin. So this is a show that's been on my radar, and I kind of have high expectations for this among the new season of anime. This summer season, is it? And the reason behind that is because I heard about this series when it was being published as a manga. Here and there, I checked out random chapters and just kind of skimmed through them, didn't really read them, and I really admired the art style. Then I ended up not reading it, so I don't have too much of an idea of what it's about. But I did read the work from the same author that they published afterwards, the Ichinose family's Deadly Sins. And when I was reading that one, I legit thought to myself actively that I felt that it could become a hit anime if it ever got an adaptation, just on account of its storytelling style and the crazy kind of plot twists and surprises that it did. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's like the kind of popularity a show would get that I would completely vouch for, because it is kind of reliant on like shock factor and plot twists and stuff. But that was just a thought that I had. So now his I think it's a he, the author, his more known series and first series, or I don't know if it's his first, is getting one now. And yeah, I love to see it. So we're gonna check it out and see how this one compares to the one that we have consumed before in the media of manga. So I do know that because I read his second series, or the series he did afterwards, I do kind of have an idea for his storytelling style. It's kind of got that Oyasumi Pun author kind of vibe to it. Inio Asano, which interestingly enough, I haven't read Pun either, but I have seen some of his other work as well. Dead Demons, Dead Destruction, or whatever. We are currently still watching that one and reacting to it. We're not done, but we've gotten a feel of his storytelling style as well. So just in general, both of these authors, they kind of have this, kind of melancholic, almost borderline horror, thriller, suspense storytelling that kind of veers into the territory of mental health, depression, and youth. And it's kind of offset, juxtaposed, contrasted, whatever you want to say, with a very cute art style. So it kind of catches you off guard with the super cute art style, which, if I didn't mention before, I really like the art style of this series in its original manga form. And yeah, it kind of catches you off guard with how cute it is, and it just goes into full kind of sad depression territory, which you could say is kind of our jam, as much as we also like things on the other end of the spectrum, like our favorite series arguably being One Piece, which is all about like pathos, optimism, uplifting shonen, main character protagonist inspiring people and whatnot. But yeah, we got this on the other end of the spectrum that we vibe with as well: melancholy, introspection, stuff like that. And this is actually, even though it's part of this new anime season, quote unquote, it's actually a ONA, so like a original net animation. Apparently it's only going to be 6 episodes, which is nice in terms of us reacting to it, because we're pretty bad at keeping up with weekly releases. So 6 episodes should be short and simple for us to get it all out there, hopefully in time. And this is also being animated by a kind of brand new studio, and we love to support brand new studios. Even though in terms of the anime industry, usually when a brand new studio comes along, it's kind of like founded by someone who has a decent amount of experience in the industry already, so quote unquote new. But yeah, I've seen the trailer for this, and the production values look great to me. It seems like it's very faithful to the original manga's art style. They're replicating it very well, and because it's like a ONA, it is likely to have a lot of consistency throughout the episodes. So we are excited. That is my justification. Everything I just said is why we're pretty excited for this. We have high expectations for it. So that is the context here. And without further ado, we're gonna jump into Takopi's Original Sin, episode 1 here. Apparently, it is entitled To You in 2016. So I am pressing play in 3, 2, 1, or a little earlier than when I snapped. And right off the bat here, we kind of, this work contains some sensitive depictions involving life and death. Oh, I couldn't read that in time. But yeah, there's basically a warning about like depictions of suicide. So look at this. Right off the bat. It's got all these adolescent characters. It makes you think of like Shin-chan or something happy-go-lucky, but is there an octopus here? And the title Takopi kind of makes you think that it's gonna involve an octopus. I'm actually kind of surprised that they're introducing it like within the first 5 seconds of the show. Yeah, so they just throw you right into it. We got the opening now, which I think I read is performed by Ano, who is also a one of the main voice actors in Demon's Dead Destruction. So another point of connection there to the work of Inio Asano, who I think he actually directed or like helmed the adaptation of Dead. So he like specifically chose Ano to sing and voice his characters. So yeah. Yo, this art style is so very Shin-chan-esque. Like, I kind of just threw that out there as the closest thing I could think of, but like, it's actually way closer than just a superficial comparison. And this art style, you also kind of have it defined by these like lanky bodies, which is quite different from Shin-chan. Happien. And I don't want to keep blabbing about the comparisons, but the concept or trope of like a cute mascot character that's an alien that maybe has some horror undertones is similar to the Dead story. But just in general, a lot of other stuff too, like Madoka Magica and QB or whatever. Nunkef is his name. We got some interesting background music going on right now. It has some light vocalization.
Takopi.
Oh, this music's good. 4th grader. This voice actor for the Takopi sounds familiar too, but I'm not gonna get distracted trying to guess where I've heard it before. Flappy wings! Get! Happy gadget. Okay, flying freely through the sky, also kind of like Dead. Interestingly enough. But this kid, Shizuka, is so stoic. You just know that there's some depressing backstory to her. She doesn't even want to fly? What kind of human stripped of all romanticism would not want to try flying? I'm on Takopi's side here. Oh, there's the depressing outlook on life. I'm scared of getting too emotionally invested in her. Oh, her backpack says die and stuff. So I'm assuming there's a bullying angle here, because the opening kind of seemed like there was a character that was kind of like a queen bee bully type. It's kind of interesting that we're getting this story kind of told more from Takopi's POV and its narration and her thoughts. Oh, there she is. Kids can be so evil. But it's like a neutral it's like a neutral kind of evil. Whereas an adult, you can't really judge. Happy camera! Happy paper! Is there gonna be like some horror twist here? Like the people who get photographed die or something? Die, filth, shit, idiot, Jesus Christ. They graffiti the inside of her backpack too. This music's crazy good. It's such a contrast to the mood that we should be feeling though. This octopus is gonna do like some evil alien shit that it can't comprehend why it's evil. It's like Kirby. It's like I don't remember what thing from Kirby. Maybe the tree face thing? Tree boss? Yo, how many gadgets? Ballpoint pen? That sounds like a rabbit. How come she doesn't take Takopi home with her? Chappie! Pet rival! That's funny. Chappie ends with P, just like his, or its, like, voice intonation. Does he like Chappie? Yeah, kill Chappie. The dog better not die, man. Oh, it's nice that she knows to know that she actually has a companion. That's a pretty big dog, though. What's her family life like? Are we about to get something scary? She's escorting. It doesn't look like they live in like a urban area for there to be escort business thriving. I'm scared of getting so emotionally invested in the same way as like Erase, the girl in Erase. Kaio, I think her name was. Bro, the dog's gonna die. This alien does not process melancholy. Okay, maybe this alien actually is kind of pure altruistic. Oh, there's rules though. Its mom had like full-on tentacles, even though it's just supposed to be coincidental that they look like octopuses, right? Octopi? Ooh, that might be a indication of something scary later on. What the fuck? What happened? She got beat up by bullies?
れ何か顔に模様が。それはチャッピー
Oh
の首の
no!
喧嘩したの、友達と。
はあ、人間は喧嘩すると顔の色が変わるんだ。
No, you stupid
真っ
octopus!
赤になっちゃうピ。
Get the right idea.
おすすめのハッピー道具があるっぴ。仲直りリボン。
What happened
静
to
香ちゃんとお
Chappie,
友達の
man?
小指をこのリボンでつなげばすぐに仲直りができちゃうっぴ。しかも丈夫で無限に伸ばすこと
Do
がで
these
きるから
gadgets actually
遠
work?
くにいるお友達とも安心ぴ。
いいね、それ使いたい。
本当だっぴか。
Wait, what
早速
happens?
お友
自
達
分でゆっくりやってみたいから。
Oh, dude, is she gonna hang herself with that?
え、
ハッピー道具の掟。道具を使うときは
Only
必
use
ず
under
ハ
the
ッピー星人
supervision
の
of
目
a
の届く範囲
Happian.
で決して異星人の手に
It
道具を
must
委
never be
ねてはなりま
entrusted to
せ
an
ん。
alien being.
タコ
Oh, is he gonna break the rule?
それでも静香ちゃんの頼みだっぴ。
Uh-oh.
カスピ、もしわからないことがあったらいつでも聞きに来てっぴ。
わかった。
お友達と仲直りできるといいっぴね。
うん。
What? How's it supposed to work? You just tie it around a finger, both of your fingers, and you're friends again? Or friends forever? Oh, dude, she's gonna hang herself with it.
静香ちゃんのことだから心配ないと思う。
What happens? I'm kind of scared to see what happens if the rules are broken, though. Well, technically, the rule's already broken, but I guess it's just culminated and exasperated when she breaks the rule by doing something as crazy as hanging herself as well. I wonder how this all connects to the episode title, To You in 2016. I like Takopi.
ちょっとだけ
I'm glad that they didn't go the kind of cliche
仲
route
直りできたか気になるとかじゃない
of the alien Scott
リボ
being
ンが
evil.
無限に伸びる分絡まっちゃうこともよくある
Extends infinitely?
そしたら一人じゃほどくの
So
大
can
変だっぴからね。
can she hang herself with it if it extends infinitely? Oh, Takopi's gonna see her hanging and he's not gonna understand it. He's gonna be like, yo, what are you doing? Dude, this shit's dark. It's supposed to stretch infinitely.
静香ちゃん何やってるんだっぴ。
That's
この
not
リボン
how
は
you're supposed to
柱に
do
結
it.
びつけてもしょうがないっぴよ。もう一度使い方を説明するっぴ。大丈夫。降りてきていいっぴよ。
Yo, this
静香
art
ち
is
ゃん
fucked.
静香ちゃん静香ちゃん
Okay, I think he's gonna use some magic to reverse time, maybe?
死んだ。なんで
Does this octopus understand the concept of death?
なんで死んだ。僕の紐っぴ。仲直りに使うための。
Honestly, it's very silly that we get the
道
tacos
具を委ねてはならぬ。
POV but in introspection because it's like the most foreign character.
僕
But I am actually sympathizing with the fuck out of it right now. Let's just see if the rules of this universe have like a magic that is able to reverse death easily enough for this to not be as tragic as real life.
静香ちゃん
Or maybe she's just not completely suffocated yet? Asphyxiated?
ごめんなさい。
What happened? We still don't know what happened to Chappie.
あまねく宇宙において死は等しく
Oh
平等に定
shit,
め
this
られ
octopus is getting
覆す手
philosophical
段は
now.
存在しない。
Nothing can undo it.
いかなる英知の道具であっても
Not even the greatest
死者を
gadget.
蘇らせることは
I think he's
叶わない
gonna do it though. He's gonna. I think this might be like the main storyline.
でも
Yes, guessing. But
これで写真を撮るっぴ
oh,
か
the camera.
こ
You
のハッ
can
ピー画面
you
に
can
す
go
ぐ
back
印
to the
刷され
point
る
in
んだっ
time
ぴ
where you took the picture.
でもこれならスマホのが良くない？
でもね静香ちゃんこのカメラには特別な機能があるんだっぴ。タイムカメラ機能。
Time camera
保存で
function.
きる写真は1枚だけ
You
だっ
can
ぴな。
only save one photo at a
それをカメ
time.
ラに読み込ませる
But
と
when you feed
そ
it
の
back
写
to
真
the
を撮った
path.
瞬間に戻ることができる。
Okay, yeah. So I guess the episode title kind of hinted at
ハッピー星より着陸7
as a
日
topic
太陽系第三惑星地球
to you in
知的生命
2016.
体人間君たちの言葉で 自ら命を絶つことを自殺。
But like, it's 2016 is a
なぜ
year,
そん
and
な
it's
行為
not
が
like
存
he
在する
even
のか、なぜ
lasted a
君
whole
が自
year
殺をして
here.
しまったのか、僕にはわからない。
So is this gonna get kind of bigger in
で
scale?
もわからないから聞きたいっぴ。
So it makes sense that it's like a whole
もっと
year.
君を知って君が死んじゃわなくて済む未来を一緒に考えたいっぴ。静香ちゃん、君に明日こそ笑ってもらえるように。
I'm not gonna lie. The pageantry of the art here is maybe what's getting me more than the actual story.
カメラ持って固まっちゃってね
そうそうカメラだっぴね。できたっぴ写真が。
What happens to does the photo? Can you use it an infinite amount of times, like a save spot, or is it a one-time
なんでもない
use?
っぴ。
I think it's gonna be infinite because I feel like this type of story
道具屋終わっちゃ
is gonna make us go through a bunch of instances of her dying, maybe, or just being
もっと
sad,
静香ちゃんのことを知ら
and
な
he
きゃ
just
な
has
ら
to
ない。
keep on redoing it to learn more and
ま
more.
ずは静香ちゃんが毎日行ってるところ。
School
名前は確か。
School.
静香ちゃん、僕は明日から
I'm going to school with you. I'm a transfer student.
学校に連れてってほしい。
Now he's gonna learn all about the horrors of her academic life. Jesus Christ.
ここなら静香ちゃんのこと。
Why is she the only one getting bullied? I mean, I guess that's pretty common for the trope for there only to be one victim.
前に公園で見た子だっぴ。寄生虫ってなんだっけ。今日も臭いな。
Does she not notice Takopi?
と同じ匂いだね。
So it kind of does seem
大丈夫だ。
because she has this kind of a
放ってもいいけど見つかったら保健所じゃないの
she's got like a slovenly look to her, so I guess she's kind of bullied for being poor.
周りの人からハッピーバナに見えるようになるんだっぴ。
Damn, the look of a
なん
bully.
で頭に毒ダミつけてんの
だっさ。
始めるから席について。
Enter the teacher, who doesn't really seems like she gives a shit, which she probably doesn't if she's letting one of her students get bullied this far. It's no way you don't notice the desk because that fucking etched answer.
じゃあクゼ。
先生、久世さん宿題忘れちゃったんだって。
いやノートが
なんだそうなのか。じゃあ東。
Come on, teacher! Notice some things. It's crazy seeing this kind of scenario as an adult because
静香ちゃんは宿題を忘れちゃったのが。
you feel compelled to do something about it if you were there in person. But like even if you were there in person as an adult, can you like insert yourself into the sociology
タコピ
of
ー
kids?
明日の宿題の答えはカッコ1が35。
Like that would just be me calling out this blonde bully chick, but an adult calling out a kid, no matter what kind of bully they are. Doesn't look right. I wouldn't even be able to do anything in this scenario,
じゃあ
even
東。
if I was there to save this girl. But Takopi is gonna be doing it for me,
もう昼
apparently.
休みでって申し訳なくないの。罪悪感ないなんてさすがだな。給食費あれまただっぴか。給食を残しちゃうのが悲しくて静香ちゃんは死んじゃう。だったら
Why can't she finish?
タコピーに任せ
Does she just have a small stomach?
る。もぐもぐもぐもぐ。
あいつトウモロコシの芯まで食べてない。
As bullies, why wouldn't they just make fun of her for that then? Alright, good job, Takopi. I'm still kind of anxious about it maybe taking things too far eventually and doing some kind of horrific shit. But I don't know, because I've read the other author's story, I do feel like the sense I get from their storytelling style is still ultimately uplifting in the end. Like it won't do like dark shit just for dark shit's sake. I want to believe that. Damn, they Walter White pizza her backpack? Alright, at the end of the day too, you kind of have to zoom out, get the bigger picture here, and understand that these bullies are just
これ
like
はもしや
7 years old or whatever.
もしかしたら
So their bully antics can't be
静
that
香ちゃんとマリ
deep.
ナちゃんは喧嘩してるんだっぴか。
Oh, did he finally get clued in?
ハッピー星人は喧嘩 参加すると相手のハッピー髪を隠すっぴ。これはズバリ仲直りのため。相手の気を引きたいからマリナちゃんがノートを隠してたのも同じだっぴ。
Oh, dude, the bully's
じっと見つめていたのもつま
bully's gonna have her own sad
仲
story.
直りしたいから。
Even though this scene in particular is Takopi's misunderstanding, but I think eventually they are gonna reveal that the
やっ
bully
ぱりそうだっぴ。
has her own dark shit going on too, maybe.
だったら早く仲直りしないと。
マリナちゃんが話あるって。昼休み
Oh.
体育館倉庫。
But at the same time, when you kind of like
チャンスだっぴ。
try to do a good thing and force a confrontation or interaction like this, it can kind of backfire.
まだ行かないっぴか。マリナちゃん待ってるっぴ。
行く。もう行くから。
仲直りの秘訣はちゃんとお話しすることだっぴよ。お話がハッピーを生むんだっぴ。
タコピーはマリナちゃんと話したことがないから。
I'm kind of anxious that the episode is going to end on like the biggest twist and shock factor thing of all as well.
もしかしてものすごい大喧嘩だっぴか。
Damn, they really did
勝手にハッ
the
ピープ
art
リン
style
を食べちゃったと
justice.
か。
They ate the other person's happy custard pudding?
だったら
Alright, how are we gonna happen?
変身パレッ
Transfer
ト。静
palette.
香ちゃんの一部を取り込んでスイッチを押すと。
Oh, is he gonna do like a dry run? Oh no, Takopi's gonna impersonate her
相手の姿に変身できるんだ。
and go talk to her for her?
静香ちゃんはトイレで待ってて。僕がお話ししてくるっぴか。
That might be the most OP device gadget of them all so
僕が代わ
far
って二人を
in
仲直り
terms
させ
of
ちゃうっぴ。
fixing Shizuka's
そう。
life problems at least.
大変な喧嘩だってちゃんとお話しすれば。
Yo, is this alien about to experience
何その
the
喋り方。
depravity of
変なの。
humans
あ
right now
マリ
and
ナちゃん
totally get
ちょうど僕もお話ししたいと思ってて。
Well, yeah, we did see her hella roughed up, so I guess hitting is not out of the question here.
いや、キモいってその話し方。
Yo, is she gonna get jumped by all of them?
ごめん。
Yo, Takopi's gonna go
急
fucking
に
full
あ
on
げようか
villain.
僕とかピとか
from
キモいのは
this.
知ってたけど嫌だからやめてね。
He's gonna kill the whole human race after this.
って話なんだけど、お前最近さ調子乗ってるよね。
あれ話すっていうかほっぺが熱いっぴ。ハッピー性ではあんなに強く相手を触ること
Oh
は
no,
ない
he's experiencing
立てない
pain for the
なん
first
か涙が
time.
あれ
何？
Oh my god.
怖い。
ちゃんと話聞こう
It
よ。
was actually pretty crazy because when she was like thwarting their antics earlier, the way she like reacted was like,
安く呼ぶなって。
dang, I got foiled so easily, like very PG villain, but now they're going full. Holy shit, rated R.
怖い怖い怖い怖い。
No, Takopi's gonna get defiled.
声が出ないっぴ。辛い。泣きたい。逃げたい。でもマリナちゃん。
Oh,
あのね、マリナちゃんが
he's pushing through for the sake of Shizuka.
お前にだけは言われたくない。この人間のクズ。男に寄生して生きてるアバズレの娘が道徳
Oh, she's probably has a grudge
返してよ。
towards her because her mom. Holy shit, it is dark.
だからその喋り方やめろって。
Oh my god.
無理だ。
Oh, he's gonna kill.
タコピ
Did he kill her? Did he do something? Oh, did he revert back to this point in time? Just to
明日
run?
の宿題の答えは
Is he not gonna
マリ
give
ナちゃ
her?
んはなんであ
the
んなこと
answer?
をするんだっぴか。
Because
そうだ確か
ー、お前最近さ調子乗ってるよね。
see these scenes, the way she reacted, it was like almost comedic.
宿題
Her
もさ
face, it's like
自信
PG
満々
villain
に答えちゃって
thwarted. But
あ
then
れ
she went fucking crazy.
もしかして
カッコ2は162
Did he give her the wrong answer? No, he didn't. I was kind of thinking that
僕
maybe
のせいだっぴ。
he stopped giving her the right answer because he didn't want to suffer in her place.
行ってくるね
Because he gave into. Oh shoot, he's gonna let her go now. Even though he knows what's gonna happen? Because he's scared to get hurt himself?
僕のせいで静香ちゃんがひどい目に
No,
遭う
he's just feeling guilty overall.
やっぱり僕が変わってあげるべきだっぴ
Yo, this is getting pretty
今度こそうまく仲直りできる
philosophical.
早く行くっぴよ
I mean, oh, he's not gonna go. He's scared. I was right. Damn, now it's like the birth of it feeling cowardice for the first time and shame and
怖く
shit.
て一歩も動けないっぴ
He's getting defiled by the human
静香ちゃんを助
experience.
けたいのに変わってあげ
But
たい
at the same time, I feel like
僕は育児
with
なし
how
だから
crazy the gadgets are, you should have one that like prevents him from feeling pain inflicted by a fucking 7-year-old at the very least. Oh, just show up 2 of them. 2 Shizukas versus 1 Marina. We can jump our ass. Oh no, don't go to adults. The adults are always going to disappoint in a children's story. This is just going to drive you further into
僕にできる
depravity.
ことがあったら何でも言ってよ
Oh shoot, we got a good male
次の学級会
interest.
の議題にしようか来週の水曜
But I
だから
feel like they're only setting this up
本当に
for
大丈夫
him
だ
to be another angle of extreme
違う先
disappointment.
生に相談するとかは体育のほどや先生とか僕は児童会でよく会うからあの人ちょっと怖いし
どうせ変わらないよじゃあね
And we still don't know what happened to Chappie. Is the Chappie reveal gonna be the clincher to this episode? This kid kind of looks like Conan a bit.
さっきの子はいいんだっぴかうんそうだっぴか
Oh shit, dude. This is hella sad
コピー
because
が助けてくれたんでしょ
oh, she got
先
saved?
生が不思議がってたよクゼが呼びに来たのにクゼが殴られてたってそのおかげで顔だけです
Okay, he kind of saved her.
静香ちゃんでも他にもさいろいろやってくれてるんでしょ
Bro, what happened to Chappie?
違うんだっぴそのせいで静香ちゃんは今日
Does she not know directly that he did those things? Because he did it this time around without saying it beforehand?
うちのお母さんが仲良くなってから
Oh. So her mom
僕は怯えて見てただけで
is escorting all over her
してあげられ
dad.
なくて
Damn, mom.
何も楽しくないしマリナちゃんいるし
Does the mom know about that at all and still doing it, or
でも最近はちょっと悪くないんだ
these days it's only been like 2 days since Takopi interfered, hasn't it?
静香ち
Or
ゃ
I
ん
guess maybe that was supposed to be a montage of like maybe a week or 2.
僕はダメだっぴけどこれからも君を助ける
Well, because he went back in time, Chappie's still alive, I think,
君
right?
がきっと死んじゃったりなんかしなくていい
So you don't have to die anymore. The way he words that, it's like she repeatedly dies. Is she gonna see the octopus?
死ね
放課後いじめ10連弾失敗するとかありえないんだけど
10 days in a row. Okay, now we're kind of seeing her family life. Is the mom gonna be here? The escort? What is going on? Oh, here's the big twist. Who's that? Is that a guy or a girl?
パパはお夕飯
Oh, this is her mom. I just kind of assumed her mom was out of the equation already.
早く帰
Oh, she's gonna get beat by her mom.
ママまた一人で怒られちゃった
I fucking knew it.
マリちゃんマリちゃん
She's got her own
ママの味方だよ
demons.
ねママのお話聞いてくれるよね
Jesus Christ, the sound design of how ominous those footsteps are with the wood creaking. Just a bunch of little kids suffering, guys. Pretty fucked up. I will say it's kind of a bit on the nose, the storytelling scenarios. So it's interesting that this scene we get a moment of kind of respite and peace for Shizuka in her house. The bully's getting the worst that we've seen for her. Really makes you think, huh? How the pattern of abuse it gets passed on. But yeah, very artistic here overall. I think I will say what I just said a little bit earlier about how the bullying scenarios and the abuse, family abuse, is kind of on the nose. That's probably my biggest critique of this show. And I will say that because I read the other story by the same author, it's not too surprising to me because as that story went on, it kind of got the shock value kind of wore off, and the I don't know how to really word it, but yeah, the on the nose factor kind of became more obvious. But then, as I also said earlier, when I was my closest to tearing up, I think it was mostly the pageantry and execution of the art direction and stuff that was getting to me, stirring up my emotions. But yeah, I think this was a pretty darn good premiere. I'm just getting kind of distracted here by the page for the show here, checking out the cast and crew. A lot of Asian women voicing everything here. From the boys, are all the boys voiced by women as well? I don't see a single male voice actor credited here. Takopi is voiced by a female. That's not too surprising because of how cutesy the voice is. Apparently, this actress is a veteran. She voiced Hamtaro, someone in Hamtaro. I don't know if it's actual Hamtaro. Some Pokemon and some other kind of cutesy looking shows here. One Piece as Leo. Oh, Leo from One Piece Dressrosa arc. Yeah, I can definitely hear Leo's voice. What else? Pokemon Stitch as Mr. Stenchy. I don't know who Mr. Stenchy is. Tamagotchi the movie? There's a Tamagotchi movie? That sounds very similar in vibe though to this kind of show. Gurren Lagann as Nakim? I don't know. I don't remember who Nakim is. But yeah, Leo. Definitely hear Leo in that voice. So yeah, that was a pretty great premiere. As I expected, the art is just super consistent, great style. So we're one episode down, 5 episodes left. I'm assuming we're gonna get a backstory. Kind of already started the backstory on the bully here, Marina, her family life. And then I'm assuming we're gonna get like at least an episode devoted to the male character. I wonder if that's gonna be Shizuka's only friend. Does she not have like a female friend? And then maybe we'll get some stuff involving Shizuka's dad, where he is, unless she meant where he is now is like the afterlife or something. And yeah, looking forward to it, guys. See you next time for some pretty fucking depressing kids story, huh? All right, guys, thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace out. Oh my god, the contrast makes you laugh sometimes. Oh, what happened? Oh my god! What is up, everybody? Today we're back to watch another episode of Takopi's Original Sin. We are on episode 2 here, entitled Takopi's Salvation. Before we get into this, I do want to say a little something. I was editing the reaction for the last episode, the premiere. I was finding myself appreciating the episode a lot more. Maybe not a lot more, but a bit more rewatching it, I guess, via editing. And there is something that I felt that I didn't commentate on last time that the show really got right in a sense. I didn't share this last reaction, but my best friend actually committed suicide via hanging himself. I didn't really think about it at all while I was watching the episode last week. I didn't associate it at all with that, with both of them with each other or whatever, because even though it was kind of like the same manner of suicide method, the circumstances or like the thing that drove him to do it, I'm assuming, was not very similar at all to like the circumstances in the show, like a adolescent child being bullied and being depressed in that way. But the thing that I felt that the show really pulled off, or not the show, but the writer, presumably because he penned the script, he pulled off really well, was that there was like a line. The most emotional part of the episode was when I was actually tearing up last episode in the reaction, was when he was kind of, Takopi kind of had this monologue about wanting to save Shizuka after he found her dead. And like they had like the really good pageantry, the colorful scene with like some space-time continuum kind of visuals, and the dialogue in that scene was really well done, not only in the sense that it gave us Takopi's thought process, and there was like some pretty poignant stuff about how he was wording it very poignantly, how about like, oh, the act of ending your own life, you humans refer to it as suicide, and he was like going into about how he doesn't comprehend this concept. And then there was like this really great line in it about how he didn't understand why she did it, and he wanted to understand. And that's like such a very poignant take on people dealing with the grief of having a loved one commit suicide, because you never really see it coming. I don't want to speak on everybody's experience, but for the most part, you don't really see it coming when a loved one commits suicide, because obviously otherwise you would have tried to do something. And so no matter how close you think you feel, no matter how close you feel you are to someone, it really catches you off guard, that kind of thing. And it makes you doubt how well you knew them, how close you actually were, if they didn't come to you before they committed such an act. And you're just left wondering, like, I as much as I know you, I don't understand why you did it, and I want to know why. So that is such a relatable thing for people who have gone through, or have someone who have gone through something similar to that. And I think that it's really good writing, because there's that one aspect of it being very relatable and representing how people feel in that scenario, but it's also done very cleverly, because Takopi as a character is like this alien thing that doesn't understand human culture, existence, the experience in general. So it makes sense as to why he would word it that way, because he literally doesn't understand in a very general and juvenile sense too. But the way that he says it, it's like speaking and for humans even, and it's like saying what they want to say or get off their chest for them. And it's kind of just like a really textured, double layered kind of dialogue, which I thought was great when I noticed that or realized that on second watch while editing. And yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. Great episode last week. So without further ado now, I'm going to stop rambling and we're going to jump into episode 2 right here, Takopi Salvation, 21 minutes long. I am pressing play in 3, 2, 1. So I'm really actually pretty excited that this is a short episode, or like all the episodes now are kind of short. In terms of reacting, it helps us.
6.6 だっぴ。
正解。
So Takopi's giving her the right answers now.
声ちっさ。何言ってるかわかんないよ。
I guess she's nervous about getting it right and incurring the wrath of her
マリナ
bully.
ちゃん何もしてこなかっ
But
た。
Marina didn't do anything to her.
もしかしたら仲直 りの一歩かも
Things
しれ
at
ない
home for Marina are so bad that she doesn't even have the energy or will to pass it on, maybe? Alright, let's watch this opening again, because we've only seen it once, and that's not enough to really catch everything. So Takopi was just in a prison outfit there. Is that her mom in the background? Oh yeah, we see her mom. That's Marina's mom too. She looks prettier than she did in the last episode. Saw her dad. I'm willing to bet that we're gonna get what's his name? Azuma, I think. There's gonna be something tragic about him too, and we're gonna get a glimpse into his family life. We just saw right there that he might have like a brother. Takopi here is trying to force them to be friends again with the ribbon. The same ribbon that Shizuka used to commit suicide. And then Marina's kind of got some tsundere complex going on, but she's like turning over. So yeah, I don't know, I feel like this opening is a bit spoilerific, and it makes me feel like
誰かと散歩するのって久しぶり。
it makes me hopeful that this is going to end happily for everybody involved. And we got Chappie
早
back!
く
パパいるっぴか？
いるよ。
そういうのもあるっぴか人間。
P. I really like Takopi.
お父さんがいなくなった夜もね。
If that wasn't obvious enough from the last reaction, like
私を星様に一生懸命お願いしたの。
Takopi's written
お
really
父さ
well.
んとお母さんが離婚しませんように。でも叶わなくて、その時に思ったんだ。魔法も
This is pretty like I'm 14 and this is deep, like borderline edgy dialogue, but the fact that it's coming from like a
静香ちゃんが
10-year-old
こんなお
makes
話を
it
してくれたのは
excusable
初めてだっぴ。なんだか仲良くなれた気が
because
して
she's even younger than a
嬉しいっぴね。
14-year-old.
前にこうやって星を見た時よりずっとあれあの時は確か静香ちゃんと出会って6日目
Oh, that was the
ちょうど
day
今日だっぴ。
right before
そ
the
れで
tragedy
静香ちゃん
happened.
が死んじゃったのはつまり明日静香ちゃんはチャッピーの首輪だけを持って公園
Yeah,
に
like the
来て
the thing about Takopi's writing is like this stuff right here. The thought process, getting his thought process. Oh shit.
いなかったんだっぴか。
Okay, that Marina.
こんな時間に外出とか
Oh
安い
shit,
ね
it's happening again. Nothing changed.
リガルも遺伝するのかな。ありなっちゃ
Something I also noticed on second watch of the last
前
episode
から思ってたんだけどさ。
is that after this happened
犬
for
飼
the
う
first
資格ってあ
time,
るのかな。
the next day, Shizuka said that she got in a fight with her
答えて
friend.
よ。一人じゃ生きていけない寄生虫が
So she
犬クソ
called
飼える身分
Marina
だ
her
って聞い
friend,
てん
even
の
though she's the bully.
優しくなったんじゃないっぴか。
So maybe they used to be friends,
怖すぎて動けない。
like actual friends. Whoa! Oh, so yeah, some bystanders are gonna help. She was smiling hella deviously before she got bit, so she planned that.
な、静香ちゃんが泣いてるっぴ。そんなの絶対ダメだっぴよ。僕がなんとかするっぴ。
Yo, the Takopi stuff with the happy tools, the gadgets,
散歩コースを変えるっぴ。
何の話？
is like the most
こっちの道
anxious thing in the show for me.
今日公園を通らなければマリナちゃんに会わないから大丈夫。
Like, I feel like there's like some karma that's gonna be invoked from him using the tools so much or in the wrong way.
散歩は明日にするっぴ。
Marina's everywhere!
いつどこで何度やってもチャッピーが。
うまくいった。大丈夫。探した甲斐があったよ
Oh,
ね。
it's because Marina's will to find Shizuka
マリナ
is
ちゃん
so
が私に会い
strong.
に来てるからだ。
Yeah, it's because she's actively looking for her.
でもそれじゃあ会わないようにするのは難しい。
What are the gadgets you got, man? You got like an invisibility cloak?
噛まれちゃうのに会いに来るっぴ。痛いっぴのに。そうだっぴ。同じ人間の静香ちゃんに聞いてみるっぴ。
Takopi's thought process is so endearing as well.
静香ちゃん、ちょっと聞きたいん
She's
だ。
too shell-shocked.
置いていかないで。
Well, last episode, I was really
このままじゃ。
pressed to find out what happened to Chappie. I guess we are finding out right now. He was either
静香ちゃん、
taken away forever or taken away and like,
僕が
what the fuck is the word? Put
僕
down?
が絶対君 緒に笑っていられるように何度も繰り返せば、君がとても悲しいことをしなくていいように。僕を信じて。
タコピ
僕が今度こそ君を。
I feel like the tragic aspect is going to be something like every time he uses the camera or gadgets in general, it like takes away from his own lifespan or some shit.
だから静香、チャッピーはお父さんとこ行くことになったから、
Mom.
人を噛んだ犬はこの町には住めないんだって。
Her mom's pretty heartless. Do you not see her beat up?
どうといえばあいつが勝手に置いていった犬なんだし。あとマリナちゃんは大した怪我じゃない。
Sometimes or a lot of times, an apathetic parent is worse than
あ
evil,
の人の手
mean,
前
bad
一応
one.
謝りに行くからね。さないでよ。じゃあ私仕事行くね。夕飯適当に食べといて。っていうか静香、頭に毒ダミってどうなのよ。
あれから何度試してもどうしてもチャッピーは連れてかれてしまったっぴ。僕は絶対諦めない。
It felt like they were framing this time as like
静香ちゃんまだ
permanent.
生きてくれてるから。だから僕も頑張ってチャッピーをパパのとこ。
Is he gonna make like a new save location? And now Chappie's
静香
gone,
ちゃん大丈夫。
but we're
僕が
gonna
必
try
ずチ
to
ャッピーを連れ戻すっぴ。
bring him back naturally.
パパのところはどこにあるっぴか。僕が今から見てくるっぴよ。
Is she gonna get fed up with him? Or maybe she's just gonna be
お
like
腹空いてないっぴか。
catatonic?
給食のパンダっぴ。
Dude, his cute ass voice and P at the end of every sentence is such a contrast
どうしたら笑顔になってくれる
to
っぴ
the
か。
actual things unfolding.
そうだっぴ。学校に行ってみんなと会えば。
まさかの来るっていう。
マリナちゃんに聞いた聞いた。
学校来れるわ。
Yo, it's so fucked up, man. Her desk is the only one. Her backpack's like that
あ
too.
はークソ犬管理不行き届き障害
よく来れたね。
女じゃん。
じゃあここまで。次移動だから遅れないでね。
How does the teacher
マ
not
リナ、手からす
notice
っごい血
her
が出て
desk?
狂犬病移ったかもしれなくて。謝ってねえ。
平坂さん、次音楽室だからそろそろ移動。
ああ、行くか。音楽何いるっけ。
久世さん、大丈夫？体調悪いなら保健室とか僕にできることがあったら。なん
ねえ、あいつ何やっても無反応でキモかったね。つまんない。明日どうする？ごめんみんな。今日先帰っててくれる？
What's she up
なんか
to?
用事？また明日ね。
Oh. Uh-oh. More trouble.
静香ちゃん、全然元気にならないっぴ。あ、もしかしてお腹空いたっぴか？給食食べなかったっぴし。あ、寄生虫。マリナちゃん。ちょっと話あるから顔貸してね。無視してんじゃねえよクソ女。静香ちゃんの可愛いチャッピーのお話でもしようよ。
Yo, is she gonna like? I'm like wondering if she's just gonna
これで
crash
元
out
気
at
にマリ
any
ナちゃんとお
point
話。
ever.
これはチャンスかもしれないっぴ。今度こそ二人が仲直りできるかも。だったらもう僕も逃げないっぴ。怖くてもちゃんと向き合って二人の仲直りをお手伝いするんだっぴ。
Alright, Takopi, let's see if your optimism is gonna pan out any bit here. Or are we just gonna get some more? Okay, I'm not really looking forward to the
帰ってこれ
vibes.
ないの？マリちゃんだって寂し
俺は外で汗水垂らした。
マリちゃん、
Her eyes really look like tile right
マ
there.
リちゃん、わかるよね。マリちゃんだけはずーっとママの味方だよね。
She maybe isn't that scared or mad at her mom. She's like maybe actually being brainwashed into taking her side and hating Shizuka so much because she's indirectly part of
犬死んだけどどう？
what makes her mom suffer. Is her dog actually
死
dead?
んでなんかない。死んだ。
死んでない
死
ね。
んだ。死んだ。死んだ。
お父さんのところに行ったの。ほら、首輪だって。
子供の手噛んで保健所。
Shizuka's like
死んだに決まってんじゃん。
crazy mature at times when she's being stoic.
ママもいない。友達もいない。誰も心
But
配して
then
くれない。
Marina seems to have such a crazy grip on her that makes her so vulnerable, almost
お前も死
infantile.
んでよ。怖っぴ。 ピどこから出てると思う？うちのパパの財布だよ。全部お前の母親が男から吸い上げた金でできてる。マリナのパパが頑張って稼いだお金からお前さえいなければ。パパはママにまた指輪を買ってあげるはずなのに、見ず知らずの商売女なんかじゃなくてマリナの家族に。大変だピー。とっても痛そうだピー。
It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to criticize because, like, on the one hand, I'm trying to wonder how realistic it is for like 10-year-olds to be this in the know about their household. I mean, if the mom's like technically like beating it into her and not really hiding the parental problems, then maybe she would know like all these things, like what a hooker is and all that shit. You know, when they're in bad households and circumstances, sometimes kids are forced to grow up way quicker than they should. Oh my god, the contrast just makes you laugh sometimes. Oh, what happened? Is this like what I was kind of theorizing last episode, where he actually might do something crazy like kill her or maim her at the very least? That was some crazy gore sound effect just now. Ouch. It's crazy because, oh my god! This octopus is strong. You know, I'm not gonna lie though, like the writing kind of made you want to see her get her comeuppance, but... Oh no, is he gonna accidentally... I don't know, I thought he was gonna accidentally oversave on his point, but... Maybe he just ran out of energy to use it? Yo! Oh shit! She's falling for violence? Oh fuck, she's like... She's got screws loose from how much she's been subjugated to. This is definitely not a development I saw coming. I mean, I kind of thought that he might take it too far accidentally, inadvertently, and kill her. Oh my god, the contrast. The way he's drawing him like all freaked out and totally not understanding. Thank you for killing her. Oh, here's the more this introspective dialogue I was talking about. What would be crazy is if Takopi kind of buys into it now too and just like accepts that this was the right thing to do. Honestly, that would be really crazy in how realistic it is. No way is she actually dead though, come on. We were just talking about how the opening song made it seem like a happy ending could happen for everybody involved. Holy shit. No way. Okay, that was episode 2 of Takopi's Original Sin, entitled Takopi's Salvation. I have to say that is the most unexpected story developments I ever could have imagined. I never could have imagined. I never would have imagined that. Like I said, like on a surface level, I maybe kind of saw it coming that he would do something inadvertently that crosses the line, or like point of no return, or just really gruesome and kill her or something. But on a more fleshed out level, I never would have thought that him killing her would trigger Shizuka to see it as a good thing, because she's so twisted already from the abuse that she suffered, which is like really realistic because real life stories like these, I kind of want to say, don't often have a happy ending. And even if you can like potentially get the victims out of the situation, there's emotional damage that has been done to them, to the point of scarring them permanently, making them arguably toxic too, in a sense, in maybe just in a different way. And we can see here that Shizuka kind of has some pretty bad delusions. I don't know what we would even call it, delusions of grandeur, in terms of being okay with her being murdered because it means a good life for her, which, like, in a way she has a right to feel that way, you know, but it's just so twisted and everything that, wow. So I think in that aspect, that is really realistic, even though if they commit to it, it means this story is not going to end in a way that we would like to see in terms of just a happy ending. So it's making me conflicted on whether we want to value a good end for everybody involved the best way it could be, or for like realism. Because at the beginning, in the first half of this reaction too, I was kind of saying maybe a point of criticism for this writing is that the kids were maybe not realistic enough for me, in terms of sometimes they come off as really mature, like Shizuka when she's like being stoic and stuff. But then in other cases she's like super vulnerable and childish. But I guess you could argue that it's realistic because when you come at odds with your abuser, you can totally, you know, become meek and timid and vulnerable because psychologically the damage has been done for you to like enter that state. Because yeah, like the thing I was kind of wondering is like, wow, is there gonna be like a moment where Shizuka crashes out? She's like pushed to the point, to the brink of what she can take, and then she'll just like, I don't know, like stab Marina in the head with a pen or something and kill her or something, which is also a form of her pretty much becoming twisted and the point of no return, that she's okay with doing that. But apparently from what we saw there, she never really had it in her. She never thought she had it in her. And she needed someone else to do it for her and save her. And then she views it as magic in a sense because it was so out of the realm of possibility for her to do it herself that if somebody else was able to make it come true, it's almost like making magic or a miracle come true for her. And yeah, I feel like I'm going over the same points here the more I talk. So I'm gonna leave that train of thought at that. In terms of whether I think Marina is actually fully dead, even though there was that line just now at the end where he said, "This is where my true story, where there are no more do-overs, where it begins," I don't think she's actually dead. Because I just don't. And then even with the first episode, he kind of used the same kind of definitive wording when he first saw Shizuka hanging and dead. He was like, oh, there's nothing that can reverse death. But then he was like, oh, but the camera can technically take us back in time, which I guess technically isn't reversing the dead. It's just reversing time. And reversing the death is like a side effect of that. So I don't think there's too much definitiveness with the way developments happen in this story. So I'm banking on her coming back to life somehow. And yeah, I think we're going to jump right into the next episode. Because it is already out, and those are my thoughts for now on season 1, episode 2, Takopi Salvation. Oh, that was good. That was a very impressive second episode, I will say, because usually you get a premiere that tries to be the mindfuck, establish the premise, and kind of do shock value stuff. Then it kind of just middles out and fizzes out kind of, but this second episode kind of just like went up, or like maybe diagonal but still up in a different kind of way. And yeah, okay guys, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna jump into the next episode, yeah, just because it was that thrilling. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. What's up everybody? Today we're back for another episode of Takopi's Original Sin. We are reacting to season 1 episode 3, entitled Takopi's Confession. We are jumping into this one right after watching episode 2 that ended on the very dramatic note of Takopi inadvertently murdering Marina with the camera strike, and Shizuka bizarrely being into it and thanking him as her savior. She's kind of twisted in the head, in the mind, from the abuse that she suffered. She's apparently wanted Marina to just disappear, basically be killed this whole time, but she never thought that she had it she never had it in her herself to do it. And now that someone else has done it for her, she kind of sees it as like a miraculous event, like magic coming true. So she's really thankful to Takopi here. So it's getting pretty psychologically messy here. With this episode being entitled Takopi's Confession, I kind of am theorizing that we're going to find out some more about the lore behind him, or maybe just Takopi's backstory, because there is potential territory there for it to be pretty sus or have kind of dark undertones. And yeah, so we're gonna jump right into episode 3 here. I am pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
本当にこれで
It's so crazy seeing a fucking cute ass octopus mascot going through existential crises.
君たちの言葉で誰かの命を奪うことを殺すというらしい。笑ってくれた。行こっか。ハッピー星より着陸7日。やり直しのない僕の本当の物語が始まったのはここからだったっぴ。
Yo, how did he have the strength to one-hit KO her after he said it really hurt to be hit by her in the first episode while he was impersonating Shizuka? Maybe when he turns into a human with the transformation palette thing, he like adopts their body makeup and pain sensitivity and vulnerabilities. So after we finish this episode, we'll be halfway done with the show. So yeah, I think kind of like in a matter of no time, we'll see Marina come back pretty quickly, even if it's not until the near end. But I'm assuming for now at least we'll see her on screen in the form of like flashbacks or something. She can still remain dead. But yeah. Oh shit, Azuma, did he witness everything? Oh, he followed them because he was worried, but he didn't see the murder. And now Shizuka is gonna be different in her demeanor. Oh, he sees Takopi. Oh. How is he gonna react?
タコピーの魔法でマリナちゃんが死んだ
Oh,
の。
just up front filling him in.
タコピーはハッピー星から来てて、
ハッピー星人だっぴ。
Okay, Takopi's being too nonchalant about this too now.
ハッピーフルーツが美味しいんだよね。
Takopi was freaking out earlier
お
too.
かしいだろ。何かって意味がわからないんだけど、他になんかあるだろ。
でもマリナちゃんが
しかもなんで普通に置いて帰る感じなんだよ。
Oh, now the betrayal, emotional betrayal between these two.
東くん、なんだか怖いっぴよ。
お前、人が死んでるんだぞ。ふざけてるのか。
ごめん。
少し黙ってろよ。
でもマリナちゃんは魔法で死んじゃったんだからしょうがなくない？
魔法なんかじゃ、魔法だろうがなんだろうが、殺人は殺人だよ。久世さんは少年院に入ることになると思う。
The tone's kind of weird here. He was like really mean to
宇宙
Takopi,
人がやりましたなんて通用し
but
ない
now
よ。
he's like actually feels like he's sympathizing with them and like trying to
これ
make
じゃ
them
チャッピーに会いに行け
think
ない。
logically how to avoid punishment.
すぐ交番に行きなよ。
Now he seems like he doesn't care that much.
他にはどんなのがあるの？
他？
自首じゃないやつ。私本とかわかんないから。東くんは詳しそう。
小説なんかだと他人に罪をなすりつける。
Oh, what if they force him to do it with a gadget?
よくあるのは罪を隠すとかじゃないの？
Or they can cover it up with the gadgets.
じゃあそれやろうかな。
え？
少年院に入りたくないからそれをやろうかな。どうやるのがいい？
いや、それも犯罪だし、そもそも子供だけで隠蔽できるわけが。
タコピーの魔法もあるよ。東くんが方法を考えてくれないかな。
そんなことできるわけが。
ねえ、なんでできないの？
Oh, his trauma is gonna get caught up into this.
とすぐに捕まっちゃう。だから東くんに助けてほしいの。私友達もいないし、ママにも頼れない。他には誰もいないの。
お兄ちゃんはできたのに。
Oh, he's got an inferiority complex.
東くんしかいないの。
She's coincidentally choosing all the right words to appeal to his complex.
僕ならできる。
少年院ってなんだっぴ？
おいタコ、
Why is he so mean to Takopi? Show me all the gadgets you have.
これは
あ、それは思い出ボックスだっぴ。
名前じゃねえよ。
中に入れたものをそのままの状態で保存できて、
And it won't rot?
大きさ変えられるのか。
So you can put her body in there and it won't, that's actually very conveniently useful. Almost like fatalistically so.
とりあえずこれでキララ坂を埋める。あとは
Oh, right. That I should have
本
seen
当
that
に大丈
coming.
夫なんだろう。
He would impersonate her. I kind of don't like what they did with Takopi's character here, though. How
くれ
he
ぐれも
like
家で怪しまれるなよ。
completely just stopped caring about the morality of his actions.
これでいいんだっぴよね。
Oh, now he's being kind of
なんていうか、
apprehensive
僕
and
がこれからマリナちゃんとしてやっていくのとか、マリナちゃん隠すのとか、本当に。
タコピー、その話し方バレちゃう。だ言ってるじゃん。
what is going on? Why did they walk? Oh, they walked away to get shovels. I was like, they just expect him to bury her himself? Of course, you got the happy, wistful music while they're literally trying to cover up a crime and bury a corpse.
静香ちゃんが笑ってくれるなら、今後は僕がマリナちゃんとして頑張っていくっぴ。
Oh no!
頑張っていくっぴ。
It's like the intentions are so well intentioned. Oh, he's gonna experience the abuse from the mom. Holy shit. That is actually, I did not see that coming at all, and it's actually pretty genius.
だからタッセルってなんだよ。
Oh my god. The continuation of Takopi's human experience.
この寄生虫が
ただい。
俺が苦労して稼いだ金何に使おうが勝手だろうが。
ただい。
Why would they animate that in a comedic way?
目に入ったらどうするつもりだったんだ。
いつまでも被害妄想垂れやがって非生産的なんだよ。
マリナちゃんのパパとママは毎日たくさんお話ししてとっても仲良しだっぴよ。
Complete misunderstanding.
じゃあチャッピー探しに行こう。
いやだから今すぐは無理だって。チャッピーがいるお父さんのところって東京だろ。
And what would be interesting here is if they like
このタコが家に馴染むまで待つ。
kind of frame
離婚
Shizuka as the villain now with how depraved she's being. Then now we're
埋めたから
seeing
大丈夫だろうが。
Takopi's POV, which is like also kind of Marina's POV, and learning more and more about her household.
結婚は夏休み。
So we're like
それまでは毎日放課後作戦会議だ。
naturally going to sympathize with her more.
わかった。
よし。いやこんなことしてる時間ないのに。今日はもうさっさと帰
Oh,
って勉
he's
強
got
しないと。
fucking exam
外で遊ぶなんて
stress.
珍しいじゃん。
Is this his brother?
クラスの友達
俊よ。
かりお兄ちゃんって呼ばなくなったな。
東くんのお兄ちゃんだっぴか。
母さんのことなんかなだめといてくれる？
I kind of wonder if they're like full-on brothers or maybe they're half brothers.
俊也は本当はバイトなん
Because
か
his
する
mom,
必要ない
from
ん
the
だ
opening,
よ。
I saw that the mom has like pretty dark black hair.
ああやって母さんに心配かけて
But
わ
his
ざわ
brother
ざ
has
自分の
brown
金で
hair.
あのバカみたいな指輪買っておとなしく勉強だけしてればいいのに
What?
誰よりもそれを望まれてるのに
Wait, so is his brother not really that
取
smart?
っちゃえばいいじゃん
Take the ring?
指輪。そしたらきっとあの人ショックでバイト
See,
辞めちゃうよ
Shizuka's like kind of coming up with all of the
Yeah,
evil
so
plans.
っていうかそれって窃盗
なんていうか東くんなら
And for some reason, Takopi and Azuma keep being swooned by her look.
ここが東くんの家だっぴか。何を取るんだっぴっけ。
もしもの時はタコピーの魔法もあるよ。
とはいえこいつを家に連れてくるなんて
It's like once you took the victim out of Shizuka
純也が指輪を
and you put her in normal scenarios,
あいつの部屋に
you see how much she's been psychologically scarred to like be this like quote unquote terrible person. It's actually quite realistic,
見ろよ
but
これついに買ったんだわ彼女とお揃い
it's
で
making me feel so conflicted
やっぱこういうのは
because how
自
much
分の金
we
で買わないとじゃん
loved and empathized
何を
for
く
her
すぶってるんだ
in
ろ
the
う
first episode.
本当は欲しいものなんて
そうだお前それずっと使ってるだろ次にバイト代入ったらさお前にも
使ったら怒られるっぴか。
Gadget time!
ないっぴ。あれでもないっぴこ。
Oh, they flew.
見られたらまずい逃げるぞタコ
Damn, even Azuma is not really feeling the romanticism of being able to fly? These kids are so heartless. Oh shit, is he about to die? What the fuck is going on? Fucking
声がしたような
two characters dying in a row? That would be so insane. Ooh, oh, I thought he was definitely gonna at least like break something. And they were gonna go gruesome with the depiction of it, but I guess not.
東くん大丈夫だっぴか。
You gonna laugh it off? Oh, he's crying.
どこも痛くないっぴか。そうだっぴか。よかったっぴ。あ、でも指輪取れなかったっぴね。
Did he actually get it?
できなかっ
残念じゃあ罰ゲームおやつのパンケーキはなしですお兄ちゃんはいっつも100点だったよ
Oh, his mom's a tiger
我慢
mom?
できるよね
たじゃあ次こそはもっと
ああ
95 out of 100? That's not
お
bad.
母さんせっかく作ったのに
気を我慢して
なんかさこういうのも全部無駄かな何をやってもやっぱり君
Yo, he didn't fail. He got a 95. Fucking hell.
待って
Like the first time she did that, I mean, that wasn't too messed up. Okay, you don't get a treat this time. But then the way she worded it in the second time around, that was just, yeah, sadistic.
何二人ともボロボロじゃん
Yo, what the fuck is going on with Shizuka? Huh, interesting. I wonder how Shizuka reacted to that right after. Oh, everybody's shocked. Oh my god, she's feeding her. That must be such a polarizing sight for everybody. This is actually kind of wild how they glossed over Marina's death. And the tone here is just like completely nonchalant. Is something ominous about to happen? Why didn't they bury that all the way? I guess maybe like a dog or something dug it up.
なんでハッピードッグってそんなしょうもないんだよ
I mean, the transformation one is pretty
そん
OP.
なことないっぴよ。
And the fucking time travel?
クゼさん東京には新幹線で行こうかと
じゃあ遊ぼう
三人でいるととっても楽しいっぴね。静香ちゃんも笑ってくれてずっとこんな風に過ごし
No, it's about to get depressing again.
あれでもそういえば、なんでハ
Oh,
ッピー星に帰れないんだっぴ。
he's a convict.
わかんないっぴね。
He was banished or exiled or something. He doesn't even remember?
キャバクラ通いで家をあったら
俺が稼いだ金で飲むのの何が悪い
This piece of shit husband is where all this trauma started.
またその言葉遣い
学校で流行ってるのかマリナが最近明るくなってよかったよ
And
なの
I'm
にママは
pretty sure they're not gonna make him a sympathetic character.
マリナも
Because
もうパパのところに来るか
the adults and parents don't get that privilege.
それってあの東京の行きたいっぴパパのところ。
おお
That's gonna make the mom
じゃ
feel
あ
betrayed.
マリナも来ちゃうか そうだそうか。
Oh
来ちゃうか。
no, look at the mom. Takopi doesn't know what he's doing. Oh shit. This is gonna turn into some crimes of
今日はパパ
passion.
帰ってこない。
ピー、東くんに知らせなきゃ。
Takopi's about to die!
やったピー。そしたらきっと静香ちゃんもやろうか。
Or just get beat, I guess.
なんだピーママ、気をつけなきゃピー。だってこれからは僕がマリナちゃんとして。
Damn, like mother, like
してない
daughter.
よその言葉遣い。
This is an adult strength slap now.
マリちゃんわかるよね。マリちゃん
もうしない。
マリちゃん変わっちゃったね。とママの味方でいい子でお話聞いてくれたのに。
じゃあ直す。前のマリナになる。
Oh, they gave it back the original voice actor too.
何もかも
Instead of Takopi's voice.
気づきもしなくても私にはわかる。こんな子はマリちゃんじゃない。あんたなんだ。
Whoa. What happened? She fainted? Or she just fell to her knees out of desolation?
お願いします。マリナを返してください。どこの誰だか存じませんが、マリナはお腹を痛めて産んだ大切な娘。
She's coincidentally choosing the right words to
マリ
make
ちゃんごめんね。いいママじゃなかった
to
よ。
call Takopi out too now. A very convenient choice of words from all these characters. Damn, these family pictures.
マリナちゃんは静香ちゃんにひどいことをする。
They look so happy. The mom looks so much more useful. Whoa, how is Takopi seeing this far back? Wow, they used to be happy.
マリナちゃん、ごめんなさい。マリナちゃんのパパとママ。
Does Takopi finally realize the depth of his action of murdering her? You have to kind of wonder if does he feel these emotions partially because he's in the transformation palette and like turning into human gives him like human hormones and stuff?
僕は何をしちゃったのか、どうすればよかったのか、
タコピー、
これからどうすればいいのか。
タコピー。
Dude, Takopi is like the main character here. I thought it was gonna be Shizuka, but like no one is even coming close to the conflict he is undergoing.
静香ちゃんともう一度お話ししなきゃ。
おい、こっちなんかあ
Oh
るぞ。
no!
何何？これ
The plot thickens.
子供？
Her eyes are closed now. Who did that? Oh man, the plot seriously thickening here. Did not expect them to get caught with the corpse. I honestly thought that was they were kind of had that there until they solved it on their own. But things are getting more complicated here. So we are officially halfway through with this show, apparently. Episode 3 done, and we're actually caught up now. There's no more episodes released, so we're gonna try to follow it weekly. That episode was the words I want to say I think are as good as we could expect it to be. Like it kind of pulled off the checklist of giving us more of Marina's household, and I think the thing that exceeded expectations was Takopi's introspection and growth from experiencing that and the guilt that he feels now, or even more guilt, I guess. He did feel kind of guilty before, I think, a little bit too, even though the tone sometimes felt off to me, like on more than just Takopi too, like a lot of the characters. Takopi was felt like he still should have felt guilty at the beginning for killing Marina, but then he just kind of quickly wrote it off and was like happy-go-lucky alongside Shizuka. Like it almost feels like Shizuka's like little charm thing that she does on Azuma and Takopi is like almost has like a supernatural component to it, like where she charms them with like a smile, or like kind of like Boa Hancock or some shit from One Piece, because it felt like she completely took over their state of their mental state or emotional state and made them like join in with her happy-go-luckiness or happiness. Then it happened with Azuma too, I felt like. It felt like when he first saw Marina's corpse, like it would have been kind of the cliche thing to do, but it still kind of would have made sense that he felt that his image of Shizuka up to that point was completely wrong. Like she wasn't just a nice victim anymore, and that's why he started being mean to her and Takopi, because he was like, oh, maybe everybody was right about you, how you're like this gross human being who doesn't have like the same morals as we do because you just killed someone and are like not even worried about it or concerned. So I thought maybe that was why he was starting to be mean to them. And it would have been a bit cliche, but I think it would have made enough sense. But then he would keep going back and forth between that kind of take and him like being concerned for them a bit in terms of what would happen to them. Then he eventually kind of got swayed by Shizuka too when she like smiled at him or something. And it convinced them to help them out or like join their whole party even, and now they're all friends. I do see how it kind of plays into his complex, but at the same time I feel like that wasn't the entirety of it, and then it just felt like Shizuka had some kind of control over him, almost in a supernatural sense. Even though we do know since the beginning of the series, like when he was first introduced, he kind of had this interest in Shizuka, so maybe he had like a crush on her this whole time. But again, it kind of feels like it goes beyond just like a simple crush, you know? What else do we have here? Azuma's back circumstances at home are, it's kind of what I felt was going to happen, something in line with that. I might not find it as interesting as the other two characters, Shizuka and Marina's. I'm wondering if they're going to go into that some more, or if that was really the bulk of it for the most part, because we did see already how his mom abuses him. And yeah, feels like we do kind of have a main goal set with the Tokyo thing. Their plans to go to Tokyo and retrieve Chappie, but at the same time, I feel like that might not actually ever happen. It's just kind of like this tentative goal that actually isn't ever going to come to fruition. And the plot will just thicken and things will get more complicated here at home with the authorities finding Marina's body and stuff, that it'll culminate here before that ever actually happens. And yeah, I think we're gonna cut it there. Looking forward to the next episode, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace out. What the fuck? How does anyone see someone look like that? Any of the faculty? Oh, the brother has superpowers of sentimentality. Oh man, it's making me tear up more than the premiere somehow. No, I want to hate the mom. Oh fuck, there's no point of no return now. Oh my god, this is getting like Akira levels of scary. Oh my god, she put the straw hat on Luffy! What is up, everybody? Today we are back for another reaction to the show Takopi's Original Sin. This episode is season 1, episode 4. I'm not sure if there's an episode title available at the moment. It's just saying TBA on my thing, but I'm pretty sure that's literally just to be announced and not the actual episode title. So we are jumping in right after last week's episode ended in a pretty straightforward cliffhanger development where adults/authorities found Marina's body buried in the Happy Gadget thing under the dirt, but the head area was like exposed. I don't know if they buried it that way, that poorly, or if like an animal maybe dug it up beforehand, but yeah, we are going to see the aftermath of that. So I did kind of want to say something before we jumped in. I was editing the reaction to episode 2, and rewatching it made me kind of interpret something I didn't notice before, maybe a little bit differently than how I reacted to live. The part where Marina was like blaming Shizuka for her household's chaos, and she was saying like, oh, your mom and you, just the money that you're using to pay for your food, your school, your backpack, everything comes from my dad's wallet and whatnot. When I was reacting to that scene live, I said that I kind of questioned how realistic it is for a toddler, adolescent child to be in the know about like hookers and all this adult type stuff, acknowledging that maybe it is possible, you know, if they are forced to learn about those things, because their parents are hard on them or something, or they're like openly talking about these things in front of them or something. I think the first episode of this show centered it in like 2016, so I'm kind of getting a gauge on like, or trying to get a gauge on like what era it takes place in, and if like all the kids are expected to be like iPad tablet kids. So probably not quite that point yet because it's a little while back compared to 2025 today. But yeah, in rewatching that while editing it, I'm not going to say that I have a completely different interpretation reaction yet, but I have another observation I'm going to tackle on top of that is kind of in the opposite direction, where I think it was a really good example of writing in the aspect that you get a feel of Marina's quoting her saying that stuff. It's realistic because it shows that she's neither on her dad or her mom's side in terms of their failing marriage, divorce, fallout. They're not quite divorced yet, I don't think, but yeah. So I don't think a kid would be able to comprehend the concept of divorce until it actually happens. And they like associate it with an actual word or whatever. But it's nice, or it's not nice, but it's realistic that she doesn't take a side because she's so conflicted about the whole thing, and it's just coming out of nowhere, and it's the first time she's seeing, adult relationship problems. And it's good writing in the sense that even if she might not know the ins and outs of stuff like adult responsibilities, like a salary, wage, working every day, paying for stuff and whatnot, she's like echoing these words because she's hearing it straight from her parents, who are arguing and saying them right in front of her without a care about how it like affects the child and like is ingrained into their psychology. So it's like she doesn't really need to agree with it or believe in it exactly. She's just parroting what her parents say because, kids that young are like, they see their parents as gods pretty much, and when the illusion of the perfect family life is broken, that's when they start having more of their own individuality and developing their own stance and takes on things. But as a little kid, it's a really realistic touch here that she's just echoing what her dad was saying, and it shows that she's neither really on her mom or dad's side, even though technically she did agree with her mom when her mom asked her that she was on her side and whatnot. But yeah, I thought that was a pretty nice touch of writing. As a child of divorce myself, I guess you could say, and I just wanted to say that, put that out there, even though that was from two episodes ago, not the third one, but the second one. But yeah, okay. That rambling over, we're gonna jump right into the episode here now. Takopi's Original Sin, Season 1, Episode 4. I am pressing play now. So we got some bugs, 3 bugs, which is pretty poetic. Oh, Takopi wants to bring up the topic about, because she had that traumatic experience. Oh, did he just notice the adults? Or no, he's crashing out. Oh, no, he saw the news. Hokkaido. So that's where this takes place. Is he freaking out? Not because of the actual fact that they found the body, but because of the implication that it's like, it means that he failed at fixing things, and that like strikes a chord with his complex. Also, while editing previous reactions, I kind of caught up on the stuff I might have missed about his older brother Junya. I was like kind of confused if he was actually smart or not, the older brother, because usually that's kind of the trope where the older brother comes off as like a genius and the parents are super proud of them, and then they expect the youngest child to be just as good. But then like Azuma was saying stuff about how like he was working when he doesn't even need to, and I was like confused on why he was doing such mundane like part-time gig work when he's like a prodigy or whatever. For what I could tell from rewatching while editing is that the older brother actually has like sense of dignity and wanted to earn his own money instead of just being given it by his parents, so he could buy sentimental things like a gift, the ring, and a gift for his girlfriend. And then the older brother kind of resented him for that. Takopi in the background just sweating bullets while everybody's actually like crying. He's still sweating. Oh shit, Azuma's sweating too. Is he? I wonder why he's freaking out. Is it because he's scared to be implicated?
思い出ボックスに入れたから本当の死亡日はバレて
Or
ない。
is it because he's paranoid of failing?
地質調査なんて想定外だったけど。
Oh, geological survey.
でもこのまま黙っていればバレることはないはずだ。大丈夫。大丈夫。
でも本当に黙ってていいんだっぴか。
Dude, I fucking love Takopi. I never would have expected how
マリナちゃんのこととかこれからのこと
attached I would be to him as a actual character with
もうバレ
agency.
たんだよ。見つかったんだよ。今そんな話しても仕方ないだろうがこのタコ。
マリナちゃんのママやパパもきっととっても悲しんでる。
He has such
僕は
empathy.
何かしなきゃいけない気がするんだっぴ。
Look at the chairs,
マリナちゃん
blue and
と
pink for
マリ
mom
ナ
and
ちゃんの
dad.
家族のためにもこれ以上隠すよりも正直
Oh, I wonder how Asuma's actually gonna react to this, because he was originally pretty noble.
今全部正
Oh
直
no,
に
he's
言っちゃえ
thinking
ば
of it from a practical point of view, how much they would get in trouble.
もうすぐ夏休みなんだ。
And then Shizuka being her typical stoic, emotionless
いや
self.
こんな時にこの町を離れるのは
Oh,
東くん行けるよね東京。東くんが言ったんだよね。
it's like she's making a villainous ultimatum. Oh, look at the hearts in his eyes. There's gotta be something supernatural about her charm.
そうだ。うまくやらなきゃ。
There is no way it's just like a normal like infatuation charm.
遺体だって僕が隠せるって言ったんだ。なのに見つかった。もっとうまくできたんじゃない
Maybe
か。
it is. It's just like maybe artistic dramatic
次は絶
effect.
対うまくやる。うまく隠し通して東京に行って。
How
そ
much
した
of
ら
a
久世さんは
pull
ま
she
だ
has.
僕のこと。
おい
Ooh, Junya's gonna be a
こん
bigger
な遅くま
part
で
of
勉
the
強してんの
story.
あごめんノックしたんだけど
いや大丈夫。
This lighting, man.
そういやさあの事件大丈夫か
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's that? Does he have his own phone?
同じクラスの子なんだろ友達とか落ち込んでるかクラスの雰囲気どうお
Wow.
前も気をつけろよなんかあったら相談乗るから
What is
警察
going
の人
on here
怖くない
with
か
the
ていうかあの子ってさ
subtext?
お前が一緒に遊んでた
ごめん。
Dramatic effect.
僕ちょっとトイレ。
おお言ってろ
How does he see his older brother is what? And then the older brother, that's the second time the older brother has kind of done a look
最近のマリナちゃんおかしかったよね。
that shows that he kind
お
of
かしかった
feels something is
どんなところ
sus
が
or up.
急にペコペコしだしてさ。ほんと弱みでも握られてたんじゃね。
誰に
あいつだよあいつ。
Oh no.
久世さん。
They have a
東くんの言う
reason
通
to
り
suspect
わ
her.
からないことは答えなかった。
うん。それでいい。犯人は大人だってみんな思うはずだ。だから
でもまた話聞きに来る。大丈夫だよね夏休みちゃんと行けるよね。
もちろん。
Kind of want to go back to that scene just now to see how dirty her house is, so I can judge the cops for not seeing as that as a cause of concern for like CPS or some shit. Oh, I hate when that happens. Trying to erase something and it fucking crumples the whole paper like that. Fucking triggering, man.
テスト終わったよ。
Is this a different class or did they get a replacement teacher? Oh, 54? It's starting to affect his purpose for living. Oh, his mom's not happy. Is there gonna be physical abuse here? Jesus Christ, you guys need to keep your house more well lit. How do you expect someone to study healthily in an environment like this? Is she just gonna be completely apathetic? Oh?
食べていいよ君もさいろいろ大変なんでしょ
Oh, that
最
is
近遅くまで外で頑張ってるよ
true.
ね
She should know about the death.
もしかして全部
Is she gonna be sympathetic or is this completely fake out?
お母さん僕
She's about to turn right here.
君はもういいから
I have zero expectations for you now.
いくらできないからってさ毎日勉強もしないでうんと悪い点取って気を引こうっていうの
Oh, she thinks he did it on purpose?
幼稚だと思うの
Holy shit.
だからもういいよお母さんも頑張らないことにしておやつも毎日食べればいいし
She
何点取
sucks.
ってもいいから君の好きなようにやりなね
There's no way she doesn't know about the death in his classroom. In his class either, right? Saying that? in this context? This is ridiculous because like the fact that she went out of her way to make those pancakes too, it shows that it's like not it's not that she doesn't care at all. She like actually did that to be like petty, you know? So she went out of her way to be mean about it. So that's a trash mom right there. That's not even like the usual tiger mom that actually wants you to like she's doing it. You could argue that they're doing it for your success.
ね
Like she's straight
え
up
大丈夫
injecting like power plays into it and shit. Oh, he's got the hearts in his eyes.
さっきまた警察の人から電話かかってき夏休みまた警察署行かなきゃいけなく夏休みはチャッピーのとこ行かなきゃだから行けない捕まるのも困るしだから代わりを
大丈夫何でも言って
Oh my
全部解決してみ
god.
せるよ僕がどんなことをしてでも
The way he's clinging on to Shizuka now. This is a toxic relationship. Yet another one.
ありがとうアズマくんじゃあさ
Oh.
これ持って自
Oh, I
習
knew
して
that was I was just about to say that was gonna happen. Just about to call that she was gonna tell him to take the fall for it.
あーまたゲームやってる明日テスト
Oh,
なのに
Junya has black
そんなんじゃ
hair.
100点取れないよ
母さんが映ったな。別に。
Dang, I was also just about to say, like, if you turn this into a real life situation and like insert someone like us into it, who's an adult, who's more equipped to fix
実
things,
際その通りだったし
君は真面目で偉い。
like how do you what do you there's no like
小学
even
校入ったらお兄ちゃんあっという間に抜かれちゃうかもね。
an adult couldn't even fix the permanent psychological
そんな
scarring
こ
these
とは
kids
全
have.
然全く一度もなかった純也は天才だった
アズマくん90点超えママがお医者さんなんでしょ
Your compliments mean nothing to me.
兄は常に100点だった
Oh, his mom's a doctor.
同じように育ててるの。
Holy shit, what a piece of shit. So a successful parent that's like a tiger mom is a bit different from the tiger moms that I'm more familiar with who are like not successful and they like push their kids to succeed because
視力落
like
ちた
they
って言っ
place
てたよ
all
ね
of the family's hopes on them essentially
お兄ちゃんは
financially
使わなかったから
in
な
the future. But the ones who are already successful
それで
themselves
次こそは
is where I won't say it gets even more complicated because it's not necessarily true, but yeah. So I can kind of see why kind of what I said earlier is where like there's a pride
バイト始めたっ
factor
て本当？
別に大丈夫
or
だって
like
成績が
I forget can't come up with the wording right now
こ
while
れから
watching
ハングル組織と関わるようになり
but like
ア
they'll
ズマ
even
クリニック
be
の跡取りとして堅実な次男に夢を託し
they'll stoop so low as to like do power plays and shit to their kids.
違ったそれは長所だったそもそもそんなことであいつの成績が下がることはなく
Damn, Junya is
母の心
prodigy.
配と関心を
Prodigy.
引く存在であり続け僕はただ真面目なだけ真面目でバカもう分かっていた純也だけが受け継いだ要領地頭の良さあいつが染めて台無しにしたサラサラだった黒髪お母さん譲りの描いたみたいに幅の綺麗な二重
Double eyelids is why Shizuka has a charm on him.
あの子は確か
Oh, that's the first.
そのメガネも
Is that the first time they met?
よくのうのうと学校なんて来れるよな死ね
So does
僕が委員長のクラスで
Shizuka remind
いじめ
him
たか
of his brother or his mom more?
クリニックの名を落とさないためにも久世さん大丈夫僕は学級委員だからできることがあったらなん
What the fuck? How does anyone see someone look like that? Any of the
そん
faculty?
なわけなくねでも
命を預かるお仕事で失敗は許されないの。
Oh,
何で
dang.
も完璧にできないんだった。
完璧にやらないとこういう時純也ならきっと
That doctor mentality actually was super fitting for influencing him into helping her, but apparently something went wrong because he couldn't do it perfectly. I thought she was about to say, if you can't do it perfectly, don't do it at all, and that would have been a justification for why he hasn't really tried to help her that much until this point. Wow. The metaphorical imagery of the hotcakes. What was that? Were the hotcakes like, was that them in a pan or was that in the trash? Because the mom just kept like cooking them to throw them away in front of him or something.
どうせ変わらないよ
So the wording that she chose.
母に
Okay, a
よく
girl
似
who
た
looks like
女
my
の子一
mother.
人に期待してもらえない
Dang, he's got a
そんなの嫌だ
variant of the Oedipus complex
ア
here.
ズマくんしかいないの
Ooh.
助けて
Okay, but like the heart eyes appear on
今
Takopi
度こそ
too.
完璧にこなそうだって僕は
She has this control over Takopi too.
僕だけが
But I guess maybe it's just like
お母さん、
Takopi when he came here as an alien and then he just maybe just kind of clung on to his
人を
first
助けるお仕事に
target.
たくさんの人の命を助けるお医者さんに。
These are good.
東くん
Take the fall for me. Holy shit.
東くん私ね
Is he gonna do it?
私にはもう東くんしかいないのだからずーっと待ってる東くんが自首して少年院に入っても私ずっと待ってる
Oh, why does this feel so in
その
line
間
with
にチャ
actual
ッピー探しておく
criminals?
からそれで
本当
Like some Bonnie and Clyde type shit.
本当にクゼさんは僕のこと諦めないでくれ。
大丈夫大丈夫大丈夫大丈夫だよ
そういえば
This is twisted.
お母さんが抱きしめてくれたのはあの日が最後だったと。
This is the anti One Piece. Best parents versus worst parents. There's a kind of notably little Takopi influence here. Oh, the older brother.
こんな早くにどこ行くんだよ。
He's gonna change things. Oh,
純也、
does the older brother kind of have something dark about him too? Or is he gonna be a positive influence here and prevent him from taking the fall?
お前が殺したんだよ。
Jesus
面よがし
Christ, his perception of his brother is pretty twisted.
引っ張るのか。どう責任取って
He's gonna act the opposite of how he's imagining right now, I think.
大丈夫か。やっぱなんか思い詰めてるだろ。
Is he gonna do something
ちゃん
violent
と相談しろって。
to his brother right now?
何でも聞くから。
Oh, is it the phone? No, I don't think that's gonna happen.
お前にはわからないよ。
But I was thinking like maybe the phone actually has the strength to kill him, even if it's not Takopi using it.
お前のことばっかりだ。でも僕には誰もいない。友達も作らないで頑張ったのに。
I don't think he's gonna actually get
求められたことは何一つできな
he's
く
gonna
て。
take the fall. Like it's not gonna go
母
there.
さんにだって失望されて諦め
Like I think he has the intent he fully has the intention to, but the story's not gonna go that far. Just because I don't think it will make for as good story content as what is gonna happen instead. Whoa, the brother has
いや、
superpowers of sentimentality. Wow.
さっきから言ってるだろ。
あー
何でも
this is
聞くっていうのはな。テストの点がどうとか関係ねえんだよ。どうでもいいんだそんなことは。
He didn't
わかんないこ
realize
とだろうが、悩みだろうが何でも言っ
that
ていい
his
ぜ。
brother probably went through similar
したいよ
stuff
俺は。
as the one with all the expectations on him.
弟なんだから。できないことはできないって言って
Oh
いいん
man,
だ
this
よ。
is making me tear up more than the premiere somehow. I did not expect this at all. I literally said in a previous reaction that Azuma's family life is probably the least interesting of the three main characters.
てかな。
Famous last words. Now it's got me
何で
tearing
もで
up.
きるやつなんていないんだよ。ここだけの話。いつも彼女に手伝ってもらってるし。
Ah, that's so
あと
realistic.
は母さんのパンケーキ。昔はめっちゃ
That
安
the
かった。
girlfriend, that he has a girlfriend who helps him out with a lot of stuff.
生焼け
I
で
really like that
で
detail.
も夜勤前に作ってたから冷蔵庫で逆に固まっててだから努力の人なんだってよく似てるよ。
Damn, he's like shedding a positive light on the mom somehow too. Fuck. No, the mom's pretty unforgivable, man. Don't make me feel for her
この
too.
メガネ母さんが買ってくれて。
No, don't mention how she bought you glasses. No, I want to hate the mom. Into the light.
お兄ちゃんに聞いてほしいことが言わなきゃいけないことがあるんだ。
Damn, is this older brother just gonna be a complete W character? I don't think they have time to go into him and give him any like morally gray stuff.
あそこの病院の子、例の事件関わってたんだって。本当？あんないい子が。
I wonder even if the big brother has good intentions
警察もそう見てる
to help Azuma.
ひどい。
The parents intervened
なん
maybe.
でも噂だと、確か同級生の。
静香ちゃん
Oh shit. Now she
東
knows.
くんはもう助けて
Oh
くれない
fuck! There's no point of no return now. Even her most trusted underling failed her.
これからどうするっぴか
Oh my god! This is getting like Akira levels of scary.
何言ってんの
Oh my god! She put the straw hat on Luffy.
今日から夏休みだよ
Where did she get all this gear?
そうだっぴか
She's fucking pulling a Shanks.
だから行こ
Oh, they actually might go to Tokyo as part of the story. Interesting. Wow. Oh man, that was episode 4 of Takopi's Original Sin. I was not expecting it, but I think that was my liveliest reaction to the show. Wasn't forced or anything. And it's surprising to me because, like I said, I didn't think Azuma's backstory or household scenario was going to be as good as the other two. Let me look up the title of the episode right now because I really want to just know that as part of the detail, as part of the poetic conceptual symmetry, and have it for posterity here in the reaction. So episode 4 is entitled, Azuma-kun's Salvation. So number 2 was titled Takopi's Salvation. Now it's Azuma's Salvation. So that might become a running theme with the titles, maybe. Kind of reminds me of Hero Academia's like origin, I think, episodes where it's like about the respective character is like their defining moment as a hero. So I wonder if we only have 2 episodes left, so I don't know, will they like fully commit to this naming scheme, and just call the next ones like Marina's Salvation and Shizuka's Salvation? Wow, I'm pretty shooketh, guys, at that episode. So my immediate thoughts are, other than it was really good, like I said at the beginning of this reaction series, I've read the author's other work, and while I was watching this episode, I couldn't help but think about how in his other work he kind of likes, from what I can tell, the trope of like a very likable role model older brother, because he had a character like that in the other series too, Ichinose's Family's Deadly Sins. And is it Deadly Sins? It's crazy how he has the naming scheme there too. All the series he writes are about sins. Yeah, Ichinose Family's Deadly Sins. But in that series, I guess I don't want to spoil it too much in case anybody actually does end up reading it or it gets an anime adaptation. But even though it starts off showing the older brother in that series as noble and a role model, they kind of go into giving him like a complicated circumstance too. I don't think that they'll have the time to do that in this show though, but I am, as I said at the near end of there, suspecting that maybe even though the older brother had good intentions of helping out Azuma, and it looks like from what was just said in that last scene that the truth came out to the authorities, I think maybe the parents intervened to the degree where like it wasn't completely happy for them. And I wonder how Azuma is processing the fact that he had to betray Shizuka, because apparently they let that part out too. So yeah, the next episode, or 2 episodes left, have a pretty climactic setup now. She's like, I was joking about the Akira thing, but I was like, that I was actually entertaining a possible thing where like it went into full climax, and like Shizuka borderline kind of did like a criminal last stand, like Bonnie and Clyde, second reference to them this reaction, and she like maybe would use Takopi's gadgets to just go on a crazy path of destruction or something. That probably won't happen unless this show kind of leans into like the anime version of that trope, where it's like adjacent to like magical girl, maho shoujo, and like evil mascot character tropes, where like she takes on like a full transformation or something and gets like godly superpowers. Probably won't happen though, but that's interesting to entertain. But yeah, apparently she's just gonna run off to Tokyo, and I guess maybe things will climax there, which I don't know. Tokyo is livelier than Hokkaido, so it's kind of a big urban set piece for a climax. Other than that, one thing I did mention before too, that I kind of want to elaborate on a bit, train of thought, is that Takopi was notably kind of not that influential here. I think if we're being like super nitpicky and realistic, I feel like he could have spoken up more at times, especially with how motivated he was at the end of last episode to kind of change their MO and bring up the topic of what they're doing, is it right or not, to Shizuka and Azuma, and do justice to Marina as a victim But he kind of was just, in all the scenes that he was in with the three of them, he was just kind of standing there and acquiescing to things. Yeah, that was intense, guys. I was not expecting to tear up. The most I've teared up to this show with that. One last thing I am wondering is, we've kind of been gauging this by the episode count that we already know is scheduled for it, 6 episodes, but now I'm kind of wondering if the finale is going to be a long episode like the premiere was, so like 40 minutes or something. So they might be able to have more room to fit in stuff that I'm not expecting, I guess. It's interesting because also when we started this series, I said that I had seen his other work, and one kind of negative criticism about his other work is that it kind of fizzes out with the cliffhangers and stuff. It's very similar to this series in that, you know, episodes or chapters can end in a very cliffhanger or like shocking reveal kind of way. But that other series, I believe, is decently longer than Takopi. It's like maybe 3 times as long, I want to estimate. So I think even if Takopi was around 3 times as long and it kept doing stuff like this, you probably would kind of get used to it and it wouldn't have as much of a punch. But here, since it is a shorter form, I have to say it's pulling it off really well. And I did not expect like the 4th episode to be arguably just as good as the best parts of like the premiere. Even in the 2nd episode, I was saying how wild it is that it was as good as the premiere, and it's continuing that traction it has. So yeah, very impressive. Excited to see episode 5 and of course the finale. So with that, we are going to sign out now. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out. What is up, everybody? Today we are here to watch another episode of Takopi's Original Sin. So we are on episode 5 of season 1 here, likely the only season. How did last week's episode end? It ended in a really memorable way, actually. Azuma got help from his older brother, Junya, I think his name was, and he told the cops, authorities, whatever, pretty much the whole truth. And now Shizuka is known as the main perpetrator behind Marina's murder, even though technically it was Takopi and not Shizuka. And she found that out, but she didn't mind it too much because she's still too delusional from her trauma, I guess. And she just has her mind on going to Tokyo because it's summer vacation or whatever, to go see her dog, Chappie. And yeah, things are set to take a pretty climactic turn here. This week's episode is entitled To You in 2022, which is parallel to the first episode's title, which I believe was the same title, but like 2015. And that's a difference of 7 years. So I'm guessing it's referring to their ages, which, or maybe not. It might be a time skip and maybe we might see it go into their teenage years, because if it represents their ages, then I mean, the first episode should have had Takopi going back in time all the way back to her birth, probably, but they were already like 7 years old when it was presumably taking place in 2015 then. So yeah, this might be an indication of a time skip maybe, but yeah, without further ado, let's just jump into it and find out ourselves. So I am pressing play in 3, 2, 1. Imagine a time skip of them being teenagers, even more angsty and shit, or not even more, but adding on angstiness and shit to their childhood trauma. If there is a time skip though, that might kind of mean that there's at least a bit of a resolution to the events. So this looks like some dilapidated house. So it's Shizuka's apparently. Who's she sleeping with? With her mom? Her mom doesn't even get changed into like PJs. You could argue that she's a hard worker because of that. If we saw her side of the story, maybe we would sympathize with her or empathize with her. So Shizuka is sneaking off here. Is this Tokyo Day? I don't know why, to me it's kind of interesting, the contrast between her mom wearing like pretty urban clothing, chic clothing for her occupation, but like sleeping in on the floor, a rundown house. Wow, what are these vibes? Why is Takopi so down? Like, not even hesitant. It's like he's been completely consumed by her charm. How is she gonna do this by herself? You just board a boat by herself as a 7-year-old? I was gonna say in the first shot too, it looked like she left her backpack behind, so she wasn't going to school, but apparently she was able to get it. Why did they have her dress up like in all that like summer vacation gear in the last episode when it wasn't even something that she's actually taking with her? Oh, she's just stealing free food. Oh, that dog kind of looks like Chappie. Oh, it's kind of sad though how much just the notion of a dog really brings a smile to her face. Yo, is there gonna be some pretty crazy revelation here? Well, I mean, it's not like a second family might be pretty shocking for her to know that she's been replaced in her father's eyes, but like to us, it wouldn't be surprising that a divorced dad has a second family. Or he just completely lied? Is that her dad? Oh yeah, it is her dad. He has a second family. This is crazy. Okay, it is crazy because when I think about the financial situation he's left his daughter in. Chappie got put down. He didn't even take Chappie, did he? No, that's a different dog. Oh, she's about to crash out. Shit parent after shit parent. Oh wait, why did she suddenly get dirty? Is this how she actually looks? Yeah, she was only clean in her own mind because of how happy she was. I was about to say too, what if the other daughter like said, "Who's this dirty girl?" Yo, no way the dad just let her walk away in this rain. Was she gonna pull them out of their stomachs? Oh my god, dude. The dad really just let her walk away. Off on her own. Another trash parent added to the list. Oh, wow. Denial. Delusion. Dread. What a piece of shit father, holy crap. Oh no! No! Oh shit. Is there a... Oh, did he used to be Marina's like guardian? His original sin. Did he put Shizuka's fate into action? Wow, this is pretty crazy. This is getting primed up to be super emotional. This is a pretty great twist, though, that he originally was Marina's foundling. Dang, what's with the scars on her face, guys? But I'm still trying to make sense of the dates here. Oh, dang, she was bad here, too. That's interesting. Oh, this is a completely different school. She's a teenager here, or a preteen. So something bad happened to Marina here, and he must have gone back in time to change it?
これがなんと土星ウサギの声が出るパーティ
But he was found by Shizuka instead, but he had to have committed the sin of like letting her use the tool out of his presence. What is this? Another suicide?
マリちゃん
起きてたんだ。寝てるかと思った。今ご飯の支度するから。
昆布茶
ごめんね遅くなって。今日いろいろあって。あ、昆布茶？わかった。今すぐね。
マリちゃん
What's this thing about
薬もう飲ん
vaccinations?
だ？悪夢は副作用なんだって。
マリちゃん
昆布茶、昆布。ごめん、なんか
だから
Whoa! Chill. Chill, Madre.
どうして亡くなる前にネットでまとめて注文しないの？ママにはこんな安酒がお似合いかな。ママには紅茶キノコの綺麗なアルコールが必要なの。そう思うよね。
Damn, the mom fell
ね
deep.
え
It's so
せいだっていうの？
hard to say which parent in the show is the worst.
私の母乳が少なかったから。
Because I didn't think the mom was the top of the top, but now that we're seeing that, she just kept going further and further,
らせちゃって。
all the way into her teenage years.
そのコップ切れてて。
Whoa! Oh, that shot was gnarly.
幸せなお母さんになりたい。
Oh.
幸せな子供を産んで。
Wow, she really opened up to Takopi. Is this like the next day, or
そ
did
し
it?
たらきっとママだって。ピー。なんだ、真似っこしてたんだピカ。はあ？何が？マリナちゃんがいつも僕
Oh
を強く触る
shit!
のはママの真似
He
っこ
called
して
her
たん
out
だピカね。
inadvertently with a very childlike,
人間はこうやって子育ての
straightforward
練習するん
observation.
だピね。
He's got fucking bandages on his
いいお母さんに
face.
なれるピ。
You mocking me?
僕がママ
Oh
になる
no.
お手伝いをするピ
She
よ。
knows how the sting behind that unintentionally.
パパを探しに行くピ。はあ、ケイナお世話。
Is this gonna involve Azuma? Oh, that's his voice. But he has his complex from the original story too, right?
夏頃小学校ぶりに偶然会ってそのうちなんか付き合うことになって。
そうなのマリちゃん。
Whoa, what happened? Why is her mom
よか
different?
ったのに。
Is this hypothetical?
だから赤いとか。
いいじゃない。パパもコロナで仕事ダメダメだろうし、そろそろ戻ってくるだろうから、そしたらみんなでお食事とか。
うん。
あのクリニックの息子
Oh
さ
yeah,
んで
there's.
しょ？
I did not read that. How are we supposed to read that in time? Something about avoiding divorce
すぐの
papers or
兄だ
something?
から。
His brother's taking over the
で
clinic?
もママとこんなに楽しく話せたの久々かも。
What? That was the actual mom?
パンケーキ好きっぽいんだよね。
Pancakes? That's a trigger word.
傷のことも気にしないでくれて。独り言。私小さい頃いろいろあってさ、パパが出てっちゃって、ママも変わっちゃ
So
って。
did she? I'm still.
仲いい子もいなかったし。
Did she didn't have any friends? Those like underlings of hers?
でも
Does
最
she
近は
not count those as
ハ
friends?
ッピーだピカ。
Did she still bully Shizuka?
でもまあ、あんたがいなければあの道通んなかった。そしたらナオくんとは出会ってないわけだし。だからさ、なんていうか、最近はちょっと悪くないよ。
That's literally the same words that Shizuka
あり
said.
がとう。
Yeah, what happened with now Azuma?
転校生。おお、声美人だって。
Oh my god. Is it gonna be Shizuka?
昔いろいろあったって。自殺未遂したって。
Is that her? Oh, it's gone! Is Azuma gonna fall for her? Oh shit.
なんかロープが切れた。
Because he has a thing for her double
嫌だ
eyelids?
った。手当たっちゃって。
Oh, the heart's in his eyes.
どうかした？
So she did try to commit suicide, but the rope broke? Does that mean when Takopi found her,
クセさんには僕しかいないんだ。
she was still technically alive?
たった一人で地元に戻ってきて再会できたのは奇跡だと思う。小学校の時から惹かれてた。僕にしか頼れないんだ。僕にも彼女しかいないって分かった。
Wait, the only one she could count on? That means...
マリちゃん。
But Takopi was the only
まだ来ない
reason
の？
that they interacted,
マリ
right?
ちゃんの好き楽しみね。
But Takopi wasn't part of this timeline with Shizuka's
髪も
story.
久々にブローした。
I mean, it's possible that they could have interacted eventually without Takopi's. I'm still kind of shook that the mom acts this normal
急に呼び出して
during the day, I guess. But at the same time, I feel like if Marina only has like one scar,
東くんぐらいしか知り合いも
then
いないし。
the mom only really like hurt her that way once in their entire life. So maybe she isn't like
そんな
that dangerous every night.
魅力的だと
Dude, if he still has this complex, well, yeah, they already said that the older brother took over the clinic and it had a bad tone to it, so he still has this complex because he never got to have the the heart to heart with his brother.
今日来れなくなっちゃった。
そんな急に。まあしょうがない。
So is the original storyline
ね次は
just a result of maybe Marina changing the timeline? Or is it a punishment for Takopi for breaking the rule?
私、
Or maybe not even a punishment, or just like they made him fix it, tasked him with fixing it.
ごめんなさい。
僕が悪いんだ。キララ塚さんきっと傷ついてる。中途半端で純也みたいに。
マリちゃん何をしちゃったの？
Oh, she's going bad.
黙ってちゃわからないでしょ。またその傷のせい。母親失格よね。ママがマリちゃんを傷
What
物
a
にしちゃったか
terrible
ら。
mother. Volatile as fuck.
だから今日はちゃんとしておいたじゃない。料理だってこんなに。
ナオくん、他に好きな人が。
If we were in Takopi's shoes here and we were searching for the ultimate solution for everyone involved, would we feel enough for the parents too to try to fix them like the mom here too? But at that point, you just keep having to go further and further back and it just becomes endless. Jesus Christ. What the fuck?
何よ、私が悪いっていうの？全部私が。
Oh, this mom's crazy. What happened? I don't think she like straight up killed her.
結局話しかけられなかったっぴね。
Talk to him. Who's him? Takopi can open doors by himself.
マリナちゃん、ただいまっぴ。
Who was he trying to talk to?
ごめんぴ。東くん連れてこれなかったっぴ。
I guess he's the only main character in this
なんだか
story.
目が怖くて怖いっぴね。
Oh, Marina killed her mom. Okay, that's a.
ごめんなさい。
I feel like that's something I could have guessed.
不良の時ちゃんと殺さなきゃだった。クセ静かを。そう
Oh,
すればパパもナオくんだってきっと一緒に
oh, she's saying she should have killed Shizuka. I thought she was saying
一人にし
she
ない
should
で。
have killed her mom, and she was like apologizing indirectly to Shizuka.
なんだよ。まだいたのかよお前。
This was such a good way to give a POV on Marina without having to resurrect her yet. Or like,
こんな
yeah.
ことなら名前くらいつけとけばよかった。
Oh, you never gave him a name?
わかったっぴ。
Ooh. Gadget time?
殺せばいいんだっぴね。
Oh.
そういうな時に殺すってすればじゃあハッピーだっぴね。だんだん
Big
よ
happy clock?
僕に任せて待っててっぴ。
Big happy clock?
バイバイ。
But he didn't. He's using the gadget himself, so he hasn't broken any rules yet. This episode only has 5 minutes left.
名前くらいつけてやればよかっ
Is she gonna kill herself right now?
た。タコピーとか。
But then he went back in time, but then he resets his mind to just attaching to the first person he sees. Oh no, his original sin was on his own planet. That's why he can't go back to his planet. Duh.
この大ハッピー時計
Oh wait, no.
小4の時に戻
This
って
isn't the now.
久世静かを殺せっぴ。
それがあなたの答えというのなら、あなたのすべての記
Oh,
憶を
erase
消
your
して
neighbors.
生まれ
Erase
た
your
ままのハ
memories.
ッピー状態に戻しましょう。あなたは一人でここへ来た。ハッピー性の最も大切な掟
Wait,
を
what was the
破
most
った
important
のです。
rule?
二度と星に戻ることは許されない。だからこそ生まれ変わるのです。
He broke a rule by coming back to the
全てを
planet?
忘れて。
それってそんなのダメだっぴ。
Oh, he defied his mom.
怖いっぴ。何をするのですママわからずやっぴ。いかんやっぴ。
でももうあなたの記憶は
I'm so confused, but someone's messaging me on Discord right now, so I'm not reading it, but just the notification sounds are kind of distracting me. What was his sin?
殺すって何？どうしてそんなに強く触るの？ちゃんとお話しして教えてっぴ。
大丈夫だっぴちゃん。君をハッピーにするっぴ。記憶をなくしちゃっても必ずなちゃんあれ僕は一体誰に笑ってほしいんだっぴっけ。
Ooh, person you killed.
どう して忘れてたんだろう。
Okay, back to the present.
殺さなきゃ。
Oh no.
久世静香を殺さなきゃ。
Holy shit.
久世静香を殺
Dude
さな
just
きゃ。
turned into an adult
カント
gone.
なきまでに命を壊さな
Oh
きゃ。
no, we're not quite at the present
全
yet.
て思い出した。
Oh, we are with him narrating, but
マリナちゃんはパパを、
what we're seeing
東
is
くんを、大事なママを失った。殺さなきゃ、殺さなきゃ。久世静香は悪だ。あれでも、
But I just
あ
saw
の
her
時ひどいことをし
perspective.
たマリナちゃんは、あれは悪くなかった？
What it means
そ
to
れ
be
に僕
human.
は、マリナちゃんを殺した僕は、
お腹空いてるの？給食のパンいる？どうせ食べきれないし。
He's like a pet slash animal, anything that feeds him.
僕にパンをくれた
Latches
静香ちゃん
onto
は
it.
おい
Oh, what is like the third time now he meets Azuma?
こんなところで
Oh
何やってんだよ、このタコ。
This is the present, I guess. He was just moping by himself.
東くん。
Azuma is kind of reformed because his brother kind of put some sense into him. So I'm kind of thinking maybe with Azuma, Takopi is together, they can fix things. So that's the episode. It's crazy. This is like the first time I finish an episode where like I don't even do the pause. I'm just like talking because so much to discuss. Like I really want to go back and see if I can clarify what his original sin was. So forgive me if I'll edit the video so it doesn't look like we're wasting too much time. Okay, so I rewatched that scene and it's still not very clear what exactly his crime or sin was to me. The wording was basically you came here on your own. Assuming here means back to the planet. So like maybe like I think their original like purpose or mission is to go to other planets and spread happiness, but because maybe like they aren't able to go back to their planet until they achieve that, and he did, and that's his sin. But at the same time, he worded it so casually about going back and using the clock that it didn't even seem like it was registering to him that that's not something he usually is allowed to do. So that's kind of weird to me. I don't really get that, but we'll move on from that. First thing I want to say about this episode, that it was really good. Like it continues this I don't even want to say pattern, because it's like almost the opposite of how I want to describe it as. Just like every episode is fresh. It does the most unforeseen plot development to keep things fresh. I think I kind of started talking about it during the reaction. I was saying like, it was so obvious that, oh man, I don't even remember, but this was definitely not what I was expecting, okay? I kind of was able to call like the superficial stuff, like how her dad was going to have a second family, and that was going to be shocking. The dog never actually being there is something that I think I could have probably guessed too if I had more time to think about it or whatever. But the twist with him being originally Marina's kind of guardian or whatever, I don't think I ever would have expected that. But at the same time, I do feel like it's not too... I think like some people out there could have guessed it, because people out there can kind of guess everything. But for me personally, that was a really good twist. And then there was something about his crime, about the clue of him having committed a crime and not being able to go back to his planet was a clue for something that I guess could have been obvious but wasn't for me, but I'm forgetting what or whatever. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Like, this episode was great. It continues, every episode being crazy fresh. Beyond that, I did want to talk about how maybe a bit of a critique here is that I didn't really like how Takopi, in this original mission of his with Marina, he was so willing to kill Shizuka to make her happy, because that's kind of what I originally was talking about when I first like started the show, where I was kind of hoping that it wouldn't go into the cliche where like that cute mascotty animal that actually has like supernatural godlike powers relative to what we can do in our world. is gonna turn out to be like shockingly callous to the point of being like evil. Like if he's willing to kill a little girl just to make another one, just because another one says it should have happened or it'll make her happy, then that's the kind of like cliche evil cute mascot that I think he wasn't like in the original, not the original, but in the first half of the show, which is why I liked him. And like if you think about the lore here, because his mom wiped his memories and stuff, he should be the same in both of those mission cases, like his mentality. So I felt like when he was with Shizuka, he had enough of a conscience to know at the very least something like that was bad. He wouldn't have just said, okay, I'll do it, or I'll do it if it makes you happy, without even being able to process that it's a bad thing. But yeah, they kind of went with that way here, which is, I kind of don't like that, just because it kind of implies that every single one of his species has that kind of callousness and lack of empathy, a human type of empathy, when it felt like he had that originally. I've been kind of saying these past few episodes too that Takopi, despite being my favorite character, has had less of a voice, because the big episodes for like Azuma and stuff were kind of taking center stage and overshadowing him. And it kind of affected his character in the sense that it seemed like he didn't have enough of a resolve or true well intentions to be able to speak up and try to get the others to change their mind or ways about things. And it kind of continued here with the beginning of the episode with how happy-go-lucky he was going with Shizuka to Tokyo. Like at this point, we already know that he's conflicted. He got to live in Marina's shoes and saw her parents arguing, and wanted to be empathetic to their feelings about their daughter being dead, even though they don't know that yet. But he feels the guilt and shame from that. But he's had a couple of chances to like act on that. And it seemed like he had a really big resolve at the end of that one episode where he was like, I'm so sorry to Marina and her whole family. But he only tried to really voice it a little bit at times, and he got quietly dismissed, but he didn't keep trying, So I've been kind of chalking that up to Shizuka having that kind of like almost supernatural charm over him, but I don't think that's really a thing. I don't think it's a supernatural thing. It's just him being smitten by her in regular sociological terms or aspects, I guess, unless the next episode reveals something else. So yeah. So there's that. And I guess lastly, I will say that as much of an extra dimension that this episode introduced into the story, now it's kind of making me think that the way that it ended didn't clear too much up. So I'm kind of wondering if the next episode, the finale, can wrap things up and wrap like every single plot line up. Maybe it'll be a special 40-minute special. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, like I said at the beginning of the reaction, like my prediction would have been based off this episode title that they showed us them as teenagers, and they technically did for Marina, or all three of them really, or maybe they're preteens, I don't know. But it wasn't in the way that I expected, because I thought it would have been like they resolve the main conflict that was established, and then we get kind of a time skip after it's been resolved, but maybe there's like some more kind of loose ends to tie up when they're teenagers, like an extra little bow on top trauma to deal with or something. But the way this went is that none of the original conflict has been solved really. Marina's still dead. Shizuka didn't get to see Chappie or even get anything good out of her father. She's even crazier than before because she tried to kill Takopi, and she's trying to kill her what do you call it, stepsisters or sister-in-laws. And we got more trauma for Takopi. So that all needs to be covered in the next episode. So it's going to be interesting. At the end, it kind of maybe implies that Azuma and Takopi team up, but even with that, they still have to actually do something, which is also going to take some screen time, runtime in the next week's episode. So yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how they tie this all up. Then really last but not least, what I maybe want to talk about is, my God, what a shit father. No, even Marina's mom and Shizuka's dad this episode almost both took the cake for shittiest parent. How the hell do you just leave? What? Okay, first of all, what a fucking piece of shit for abandoning his daughter like that, living this like relatively cush lifestyle with his second family while letting his first daughter live in such terrible conditions. That part where it showed that Shizuka is actually hella dirty was pretty heartbreaking, because before that it was all sunshine and rainbows, but we were just seeing things from her perspective. She felt that way, so they showed her all clean and pretty, then it just cut to her being all dirty and stuff from her desperate adventure. Look, she even has Choppy's leash in the shot. I don't think they showed that at all before, but let me kind of skim to see if I'm wrong, because that adds an extra dimension of like her just like almost like quite literally, not literally, but almost literally clutching at straws for what she's desperate to see, her dog. Yeah, they don't really show the leash at all before that. So once they cut to this, it shows how desperate she was in her journey all the way here. She got all disheveled and stuff. Then, yeah, like I said, if the other daughter of his had called her, "Who's this dirty girl?" that would have been like the final nail in the coffin for me. Then he just lets her walk away with no chaperone in this crazy weather. Did the weather start before or after she left? It's hard to kind of tell because it's maybe creative license here, using the weather to represent their emotions. And it's maybe hard to believe that it just starts clouding up this quickly and thundering in this span of like a few minutes. The thunder right when she gets denied by her own dad. But yeah, it's raining now and he just let her just walk off in this crazy weather. What a piece of shit. What the hell? And then we go to Marina's mom. Yeah, like I was saying during the reaction, now that we have this perspective that with the time skip that has happened, she just kept getting worse and worse. She's way worse than before. I will say that it does kind of feel like there's a bit of an inconsistency where they like really go ham with the depictions of the parents being abusive, that it makes you assume that this shit is like happening every day. But then they kind of dial it back by showing, oh, this scar on her face was the worst it ever got. And it feels wrong for me to say, because it kind of feels like I'm undercutting how situations can be abusive. But I don't know. It just feels like when you see her crashing out about Azuma not showing up, she like effortlessly just like breaks the kitchen ceiling light without even any hesitation or shock at what she did. So it just feels like if she's like crashing out this often and this crazily on a day-to-day basis, you would see way more like scars on her or something. But yeah, on a literal level, the mom is probably worse. The mom is really, really shitty. It's hard. It's complicated. Like, she gets a bit of brownie points because you see what led her that way, but it's still unforgivable. But for the dad, like when you think about the dads, they're kind of the initial aggressors, and we don't really get to see any of their side, so it's easy to blame them as the initial aggressors. Like, they left the family, they were probably the ones who were abusive first and whatnot. So yeah, I don't know. Something I was also considering during the episode that I thought would have been pretty crazy, but I'm glad it didn't happen because it would have been pretty cliche and melodramatic, is that if Azuma getting Marina to like him was part of some like sick plan that Shizuka and him cooked up together as like revenge years later. But yeah, I'm really glad that didn't happen because that's pretty darn cliche. Anyways, guys, I think we're gonna stop there. That was a great episode. I was definitely not expecting most of it, so thoroughly entertained, excited for the finale and how we wrap this up. I'm confident that it's gonna get an overall happy ending. So these past few weeks when we were kind of anticipating the next episode, it would be a kind of sad expectation because we knew the episodes were going to be sad, more crazy, abusive stuff happening. But now that the finale, is the only episode left, the next one, we can kind of look forward to it in a different way because I'm pretty confident it's going to end happily. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We will see you next time for the finale of Takopi's Original Sin. Peace out.
静香ちゃんものすごい笑顔にしてみせるっぴ幸せだったっぴ
This fucking octopus.
静香ちゃんは
Fucking crying
僕
over an
の大切な
octopus,
君
man.
へ
What's up, everybody? Today we are here to react to the final episode of Takopi's Original Sin. So this is kind of special, I think. This is probably our first ever reaction to a show completely ending. Like, no more future seasons on the table or anything because this is pretty much a complete story despite the way I'm formatting it as season 1 or whatever. So yeah, it's pretty monumental, I guess. I took a look at the runtime of the episode. Unfortunately, it is only 22 minutes long, so my kind of theory / hope of the finale being a kind of like 1 hour special, just like the premiere was incorrect. So it's going to be interesting to see how they wrap this all up in 20 minutes. Before we jump into it, I do kind of want to bask in this special occasion and talk about things. I want to address some of the, maybe like one theory we had since this is the end. We're going to see if it comes true or not. Some things I missed in the previous episode and one moment in the last episode that might be one of my favorite scenes now, but I'm not even sure if it was intentional on behalf of the writer or creators or whatever. So this is going to be a long introduction. If you guys don't want to hear me talk blab for a while, you can go ahead and skip ahead to the actual reaction in the seeking bar or whatever. I trust your ability to do that. So first off, 2 really obvious details that I missed in the last episode were that I didn't notice that they were apparently using one of Takopi's tools to sneak onto the boat and steal all the food on the way to Tokyo, doing everything all slick and easy like. Apparently there was a tool that made her like invisible or something, but I actually don't even remember that being introduced because I could have swore I made a comment about how I joked about how like a Harry Potter-esque cloak of invisibility would come in handy. But I'm pretty sure they never actually introduced anything like that. So I'm not quite sure where that came from, but I read a comment that that's what was being used and that's how she was able to sneak onto the boat to Tokyo as a child. And it makes sense too because she was able to steal the food from the vendor market guy. And apparently they didn't notice, so yeah. Second, very obvious detail I didn't notice was that Shizuka survived her suicide attempt in the original timeline without Takopi there because the rope snapped, and I didn't even realize that the reason the rope snapped was because she used like a normal rope as opposed to the happy ribbon that Takopi gave her when he came into her life. This actually kind of connects to what else I want to talk about, which is how much I was trying to dissect what the sin of Takopi's was in the last episode, trying to find out exactly what it was. But I feel like after reading some comments, I wasn't considering it from this point of view, but it very well might be intentionally open to interpretation, the title, what his sin is exactly, or his original sin. That kind of specifies it a bit, but a lot of people are saying like his original sin is just being born or like existing, which kind of takes it back to like the very classic religious philosophical debates about original sin and stuff like that. So I'm open to accepting that as the interpretation. And the reason why I say that connects to what I was just talking about with Takopi giving her the ribbon and ending up causing her actual death from her suicide attempt is that that wording right there kind of also is an example of his original sin just being existing or being there. This also coincidentally links into the last thing I want to talk about, which is one of my favorite scenes now, but I don't even know if it is like intentional. The part I really like about it was the scene last episode after Marina kills her mom. Um, then Taco P walks in, and I guess it's not really clear if she notices that he wasn't there the whole time or not. But she says that really poignant line about, "Oh, you were there all along," or "You're there," or whatever. So that wording right there also connects into this original sin concept of just being there, just existing, which is really cool as well in terms of how symmetrically conceptual it's making everything. But the reason why I really like that line and scene in retrospect is because I think it really plays well into the imagery of Takopi as his character design, which is something I've been kind of honestly conflicted about because I've been saying all this time that Takopi is my favorite character, which remains true because I feel like his arc is the most well written. There's the most nuanced stuff going around his character with the whole, including the whole original sin stuff. Like it makes you think about how we can or how helpless we are at saving such victims and how it's crazy. It makes us wonder if we could really pull it off. Like, could we save them even if we take them literally out of the bad situation they're in and quote unquote save them from that? It doesn't give them the psychological or spiritual salvation. Like people like Shizuka could still end up being permanently twisted from what they experience. So then they're just this crazy murderous child that you don't even know how to supervise or like help reform, quote unquote, back into society. So yeah, obviously Takopi's scenario is kind of the most interesting one from a complication aspect. But the reason why I'm kind of conflicted with how much I like him, and I like really like him, like I'm planning on like I kind of want to buy like a plush of him and stuff, or like some kind of merch to just honor my experience of watching the show and really liking him. But what was I gonna say? I'm conflicted because I have a hard time coping with how much I like him because of his character design as like an unrealistic cute mascot alien. And sometimes you kind of just gotta feel like, oh, it's unfair that he's this cute because it's kind of like that cheap writing technique of like making a kid character who is just like so wise and mature beyond their years that you can't help but love them because, oh, I've never seen a kid act this mature. It's so commendable that they've grown up this early on. But then you got to realize that it's like fiction, so it's just basically this adult writer cheating and injecting their own decades of life experience into a fictional underage character that makes you like them because they're that mature and wise for being underage, but they're not really that underage because they're fake. They're a fictional character. With the character like Takopi, that effect is multiplied because not only is he like young, he's cute as hell. So, when it's like visceral, the way we react to him when he's doing stuff like tearing up or going, "No, that's unfair," when his mom was saying that she was gonna wipe his memory. So it's it's complicated. It's a pretty interesting phenomena, especially with anime and Japanese culture because they've like really cultivated this culture of moe characters. So that's that. I don't think I concluded with the point I was trying to make. Right. So the reason why the scene with Marina saying you're still there is retrospectively one of my favorites now is because it plays on Takopi's cute character design where he looks like this basically plushy toy, and like the way I imagined it or interpreted when I was rewatching it, editing the reaction, was that he's kind of like a plush that a child is given, and like it becomes their like best imaginary friend, and they talk to it and whatnot, and it's usually given to them by their parents. Then it's just always in the household, like maybe on a shelf or something. So it really borrowed that imagery to show that like it's kind of like that plushie with how much symbolic importance it has to the family overall. The parents gave it to the child confides in it as like a best imaginary friend. It like frames it as like a fly on the wall that is always there in the household, but none of the people are actually acknowledging it when they're doing their like people drama. It's observing the whole time, and then after the fight ends and like that tension is like subsided a bit, the child notices that it's still there, and it's like that fly on the wall that saw the whole thing. So it's kind of really cool, I think. But I don't know if it was intentional, because it's basically turning that plush into an actual, sapient, sentient character that interacts with the child after they've gone through their really traumatic experience with their parents. And yeah, it's like the only thing that they can confide in after that. But in this case, it's a real thing. All right, guys, so that's going to cover it for my thoughts. Going into the finale here, we are now, without further ado, going to jump right into the episode. I am pressing play in 3, 2, 1. Oh, is this Shizuka's parents fighting? So her dad actually came home from Tokyo? Wait, that's Cheppy. Oh no, this is a flashback to when her parents first started breaking up.
困った時はお星様にお願い。
Dude, she's so cute as a child. This is before she got corrupted.
意地悪のない学校でも
Oh, something else I
本
forgot
当
to
は
talk
何が
about
欲しかったんだっけ
was that okay, cool. The opening's playing, so I can talk about one more point here. I mentioned in the previous reaction that well, I mean, it was an obvious detail, but Shizuka and Marina said the same words about how like these days aren't so bad once Takopi came into their lives and started kind of brightening up their day a bit with his positivity. Kind of another aspect of that is that Marina named Takopi the same name Shizuka did, and admittedly it's not too uncommon a name, I guess, in the Japanese language. Like taco, of course, means octopus already, and P is kind of just like a pretty generic way to add a suffix to something to make it sound cute. But I feel like in the first episode when Shizuka named him, they said it was because she like reads a lot about animals or something. So that detail kind of makes me think it's like a bit of a stretch for Marina to name it the same thing if she doesn't have that same interest. So I feel like maybe that's another
だか
point
らマリナちゃんをハッピーにするため
that frames them as like they used to be friends,
ピじゃないんだっぴ
which in turn gives me confidence this is going to end in a happy way
異常に容
and
量
have
得
them
ない
like
なお前
reuniting as friends.
探しに行こうぴこうなってて
Okay, so Takopi actually did get
僕は
knocked
いけな
out
いよ
from that rock attack. I thought he
い
didn't.
けないんだ
It just like flew away or something.
久世さんに
But
は
she
会えない
knocked him out and she was gone by the time he was
お前と
awake.
会うのもこれで最後だ
So I guess he flew back to here to try to find her.
いろいろ大変なんだよお母さんショックで寝込んじゃってさお父さんが戻ってきてくれてるけど今日もすぐ帰るよお前にこれを
アズマくん
Come help
なんで
me!
そんなこと言うんだっぴ
Together we can fix everything!
行かないでほしいっぴ悲しいっぴ
Takopi's so fucking
僕と遊ぶの
cute,
楽
man.
しくなかったっぴ
This is what I'm talking about, man. They can't just do this to us with this
楽しかったよ
cute ass voice and character design and him tearing up
僕がバカで悪い子だから
and him talking like a little kid.
僕はどうして今でも静香ちゃんに笑ってほしいんだっぴかもうわかんないっぴ静香ちゃんは悪い子で痛いことするしマリナちゃんを悲しませてでも優しくてパンをくれて一緒に遊ぶと楽しくて僕はわかんないんだっぴなんで悪い子なのになんでいい子なのか
そりゃそうだろ そりゃいいとこも悪いとこもあるだろう。そんなこともわからないのかこのタコ。お前だってバカじゃん。久世さんだってあんまり。僕だって僕が一番。
じゃあどうして東くんは。
それでも3人で遊べて楽しかった。生まれて初めてあんな学校が楽しみに思えた。
Oh, his brother, his older brother's heroic action.
友達だったからだ。
He's gotta pay it forward now.
バカでゴミだけど優しい。使えないどうしようもない能なしで役立たずの僕にすごいって言ってくれた。バカだから本心だ。それくらいは。
Dang, I wasn't on board with them having an antagonistic relationship at the beginning, but it's definitely paying off here, the contrast
お前
now,
の道具なんだろ。
with them
返す。
having to be the
一
ones
緒に過ご
to
せて楽しかった。やっぱ
fix.
僕じ
Oh,
ゃ
actually, because of that now, I don't think Azuma's actually going to be part of the resolution. It looks like the camera, Takopi's going to use the camera one more time
助け
maybe
てあげようなんて思うのが違ったんだ。
to fix everything by
僕は
himself
そ
or
れしかでき
something.
なかったけど、今日も一瞬だけって抜け出してきたんだ。
目のやつ前と違うピね。
Oh, wow, they're
人間は大
explicitly
きくなると目のやつ
referencing the eye thing.
最後のバイト代。
Oh, he's talking about the glasses. I thought he was talking about the star
バ
effect
イ
in
ト
his
クビになった
pupils,
から。
where it used to be hearts.
純也、大学行けないかもしれない。
Wait, he's not going to be able to go to college just because of the drama with the family being associated with him?
なあタコ、一つだけハッピー星にはさ、時間巻き戻せる道具あんだろ。
Is he going to give him like a tip of what to do? Like one tip? Yeah.
もしも次の僕に会うことあったら、兄貴と喧嘩でもしてみろって。
Ooh. If he does that, it might be the butterfly effect
タコ
that
ピー、
changes everything. It's like you can't tell the effect it'll have, but it might just have the ripple effect.
バイバイ東くん。
Oh, this is sad imagery. Takopi just sitting here by himself. He's thinking though. He's thinking. Damn, you gotta wonder with this time skip. What was Shizuka doing? Oh, 2 young girls missing. Kidnapping case. Wait, did Shizuka kidnap her dad's other daughters? How would she be capable of doing that though? It looks like the article said they were found eventually though, so maybe she failed. Oh, it looks like she does have like all of his gadgets on her, so maybe she did something, or she was capable of pulling that off. Yo, they're not gonna tell us how much time passed, or was it just 2 seasons, I guess? From the snow and the whatever?
お話ししたいことがあるんだ。
Oh,
保健所の人の胃の中も調べなきゃ。
oh, she's still on a,
現状の人が
she's
悲し
still a man on the mission.
人を傷つけるようなことしちゃダメっぴ。静香ちゃんにしてほしくないっぴ。
Another thing I forgot to mention before we started was the title of the episode. I think it's the same as the previous episode, but it's just
一
pluralizing
人で大変なの知ってる。
to you guys in 2016.
じゃあどうすればよかったの？知らない人みたいな顔で私のこと見てたお父さん、私だけのお父さんじゃなくなってたらどうすればよかった？一人で船に乗っちゃダメって言われた。大人なんていないのに。どうすればよかった？って言われてもどこが臭いの？ママ教えてくれなかったじゃん。ねえ。パパと
Ow!
会えなくなったらどうすればいいの？すればいいの？
The fucking sleep. Yo, this dude actually. Oh, I guess he's not in the human form, so maybe it doesn't hurt him as much. Because I was about to say, this probably hurts more than Marina's hits.
誰に言えばよかったの？誰も私のことなんて見てなかったじゃん。
Okay, I will say, I personally feel like this kind of crash out of hers is kind of too on the nose.
わかんないっぴ。
And maybe like more fitting for an adult, because I feel like a child
ここには難しくて。
would internalize stuff, but
けんなよ。
not know how to process it to the point where
触んなよ。
it's not like they hold it all in like this and then are able to clearly enunciate
何
everything
もして
that
あげ
bothered
られ
them.
なくてごめんぴ。静香ちゃんの気持ち僕全然わかんなかったのに、いつもお話聞かなくてごめんぴ。
P!
何もわかろうとしなくてごめんぴ。一人にしてごめんぴ。
So the octopus is gonna be her dad from now on, right?
うるさい。静香ちゃん。そんなこと言ったって、もうパパ戻ってこないじゃん。ママは私のこともう好きじゃないじゃん。ジャンピーも戻らないじゃん。
Yo, this is crazy. We're already halfway through the episode. Damn, I feel like at this rate, they're just gonna do some kind of quick resolution where he like goes back in time and they just, they won't really show the process. Only use when in serious trouble. Damn. This is both sad and cute at the same time. Is this all in the span of one day? I do like that they're kind of still framing Shizuka as his most important partner. Because for us, that's how it started, even though for him it didn't.
静香ちゃん、僕幸せだっぴ。静香ちゃんと二人でずっと一緒にいられて。
Dang, we need a real resolution though. You can't just go like Thelma and Louise and have a road trip all by yourself to you two. That doesn't fix everything. Okay, special gadget. Happy camera. Okay, so she doesn't know about this because even though he introduced it in this timeline, when he used it, she just forgets about it.
実は思い出してたんだっぴ。僕だから君にしてあげられること。
待って。
僕のハッピー力。
Oh no. This sounds
もう一度だけカメラが使えること。
sacrificial.
待って。ピーまでいなくなったら。静香ちゃん。ものすごい笑顔にしてみせるっぴ。幸せだったっぴ。
This fucking octopus.
静香ちゃんが笑えないのは私笑えるから。
Fucking crying
僕
over an
の大切な
octopus,
君
man.
へ本当に欲しいものが手に入る
My
ように。
dearest. Okay, I like that he's
静香ちゃん、ありがとう。一緒
still
に遊んでくれ
closest
て
to Shizuka, but
ありがとう。
I mean, I kind of wanted to at least give Marina a little side mention at least.
パンをくれてありがとう。ありがとう、静香ちゃん。
Dude, why? Okay, they're making him crying because it makes sense for him to not want to depart with her, but it also makes me sad or paranoid that he's crying because he fears for the end of his own life, which just makes it that much more traumatic.
なんだっけ。
Episode 6 to all of you in 2006. Oh! The music made me think we were going back to Happy Planet. I wanted more lore.
おはよう、静香ちゃん。
What's going on? How's he talking
今
to
日は
her?
とってもいい天気。この子はマリナちゃん。意地悪するっぴけど、本当は。てか今日は毒ダミつけてないんだ。
Wait, if she's realized?
今日は。
Oh shit, I'm not following.
毒ダミ？
Oh wait,
食悪い
I
な
was
よ
about to say if she mentioned the pin, that means
そう
Takopi.
そう。
They
ね
have to have
カズマ
seen
それで
Takopi.
昨日兄ちゃんと喧嘩してお兄ちゃんいるんだ下手くそなくせに独り占めしてプレステ4
Wait, so if he got in a fight with the brother, that means did he actually confront him?
すげえいいな。
So did Takopi's advice get through to him?
てかゲームとか好きなんだ
私も新しいの欲しいな。
I'm having a hard time kind of tracking everything here.
あのランキも早く行こ
Do you want to come to my house to play PS4?
君はいつも一人だった。そしてそれは君も同じだった。
Alright, 5 minutes
いい加
left.
減にしろよ、寄生虫。
What was
お前が
the
いるからママは毎日泣いてる。
deciding factor to change everything?
全部全部返してよ。あの頃のパパとママを。私の家族を。
Oh, Takopi drawing. Oh, the plant. That's the same kind of plant that he was on her hair.
マリナちゃん。何それ。わかんない。なんか適当なやつ。
きっしょ、気持ち悪い。壊滅的にバカっぽい。何もできなそう。ゴミクソって感じ。
何かしそう。いつも ついてきそう。
それです。
I
ず
mean,
っと話しかけてくる。絶対帰んないの。バカなのに。
after all we've been
何もして
through,
くれないのに喋ってばっか
I
で。
can't help but be happy that they're finally
お話がハッピーを生むんだっぴ。
making
そう
up.
そう。それが一番大切
But
な
at
こ
the
と。
same time, I don't think that was the best way to do it.
泣いてんのお前。キモ。
リナちゃんこそ。
It kind of feels like a cop out that they have like remnants of their experience with him, and then a simple
僕が
doodle
忘れてし
connected
まってい
them.
た。 一番大切な
But
約
let's see if
束。
it does, if there's any other stuff that contributes. Because I
ごめんねママ。
I
話
kind
で
of
き
would
な
have
くて。
liked the Ozma thing to have a butterfly effect. I mean, I guess it kind of might have
太陽
did.
系第三惑星地球。
I don't know.
6年の君たち。
2016.
してあげられないことだらけだ。君たちの離れてしまった家族や、もう君を見ないママに君だけのものじゃないパパ。
Dude, this is fucked up.
何にもできないけれど、
I don't want Takopi to be gone forever.
君が
He doesn't even get to make up with his own
もう
mom.
一人じゃない君たちがきっと大人になれるように。
Do
あ
not,
りがとう。
do not end like that.
バイバイ。
Oh, don't end like that,
何
man.
見てんだよ。なんでもない。
Yo, no, I don't like that actually. Fuck, no, I don't think I like that. Okay, let me skip ahead a bit here. Oh, fuck, there was something afterwards. I guess we'll have to edit this. Okay, they're teenagers now. We got Chappie still alive. Chappie looking like an old dog with
う
a
ち今日マ
well-lived
マや
life.
ばそうだからケーキ買って帰る。マリナちゃんのママいつもやばいじゃん。
誰のせいだと思ってんだよ。お前んちよりはマシ。
Damn.
私アイシャドウ買いたい。
She got good enough to dodge her hits.
待って、これなんかに似てない？
なんだっけ。
五千ウサギのボールペンって何それ？
知るか。
Oh shoot, I don't
お前
remember.
が言ったんじゃん。
What is the reference? That sounds vaguely familiar. Did they talk about a bunny before? Fuck, guys. That's the end of Takopi's original sin. I will say that I think it could have been better. I'm really dissatisfied with Takopi dying, for obvious reasons. But at the on top of that, though, I feel like kind of like the narrative reasons that he had to die weren't convincing enough for me to be retrospectively accepting of his death. I didn't really get what it was implying with the school scenes. Like, I think like Marina mentioned the flower hairpin thing, but it wasn't because she already saw it since he reversed the time. I think it was just her remnants of her experiences in those other timelines that made her kind of say that Freudian slipwise. I think that's also why the other bullies were like, well, what are you talking about? Because they didn't see it. Then for the Ozuma scene, it felt like the fact that he was arguing with his brother at all about the PS4 means that the message he told Takopi to give himself did happen. I don't know how it could have happened though, because well, obviously what it omitted was that Takopi went back in time. Okay, the mechanics are also kind of weird because if he has to use his own life force just to activate the camera, that kind of implies that he kind of disappears and dies before he can actually like do anything in the time that he goes back to. So it's like he only sacrifices his life to rewind time, and then he's gone, and then it just gives everybody else a second chance to do things, right? That's what it feels like it should have been like logically, but obviously that's not what happened because he had to have done stuff himself to make an impact, and we saw, well, maybe we didn't see any clues that he did, because I was gonna say the doodle on the notebook, that was by Shizuka. For some reason I assumed that might have been Takopi's drawing himself. So now I am kind of wondering, narratively, maybe the intention was that he just dies by using the camera, and then he can't actually do anything himself to do a butterfly effect, and then it's just their kind of like timeline, transcendent memories of him that bit by bit butterfly effect and pile up to make the difference. In that case, I actually don't know if I feel better or worse about that, because that kind of makes it feel like even more of a cop out, maybe, if he didn't actually have to do anything other than turn time back, and then they just fixed everything for themselves without even knowing it because of a kind of like symbolic, um, yeah, kind of like poeticism. But I guess we'll ignore that for now. Let me go back to what I was saying about Azuma. If he got into a fight with his brother, that means he did, because the way they depicted him in the original timeline, he wouldn't even like talk to his brother really. So I can't imagine him playing games with him if he didn't have a change of mindset. So it feels like he was able to have a change of mindset, but if Takopi didn't deliver the message to him because Takopi didn't exist anymore, how did that happen? It could just be the same explanation. He kind of had memories of the other timeline somehow because they transcended dimensions, and he knew he in his heart that he should interact with his brother more. I'm a bit confused though why they depicted him as wanting to talk to Shizuka, but then not being able to reach her, because I feel like the defaulted thing to do there was that he was able to talk to Shizuka, and through that little interaction at least she felt a little less alone, and that also like trickles or ripples into a bigger effect. So I'm not quite sure why they made it seem like he didn't reach her, which is extra weird because even in the original timeline when she was getting bullied, I think Azuma still at least was able to talk to her and like offer help, but that in the end still didn't really work in terms of saving her. So I'm not sure why they wouldn't even show him doing that much in the timeline here, where she does kind of get saved, so to speak, but it's not like her being saved has to do with her own state of being. It was more that Marina saw the doodle and that opened an entry point for them to connect. So yeah, there's that. So and then in the end they reconcile because of the doodle that Shizuka drew because she misses Takopi subconsciously. I think writing wise, I think it could have been better. I think I would have preferred like almost any other of the possible options. Like I would have preferred Takopi doing something to actually change things. So like I don't know, instead of taking up his entire life force to use the camera, maybe it should have just used all of it or most of it, and he was like moving on borrowed time, so to speak, and then he worked quick to do some butterfly effect stuff to change things. That, or I would have preferred if him going back in time in and delivering Azuma's message to himself maybe would have been a butterfly effect into everything else. I didn't really like how quickly and easily Marina came over. She turned a new leaf just from seeing that doodle. I mean, I can understand the welling of emotions when they start reminiscing about Takopi's effect on them subconsciously from their experiences in another timeline. I understood the emotionality of that, but at the same time, yeah, I'm not too much a fan of the writing that led into that. I'm really sour about not only Takopi dying, but him not even getting to follow up with his mom. Because I feel like even the way it ended in the last episode, her saying, "Why were you so rough to me? I hope that you come and talk things out with me so that we can understand each other," was kind of cluing us in for a follow-up, but it didn't happen. And that's just so sad too. Honestly, so sad. It's so fucked up. And they didn't, I mean, beyond that, they didn't really explain any of the lore. I did say before we started the episode that I'm okay with the interpretation of his original sin being vague and open to interpretation. But if it's gonna be like if the wording of sin was only in the title, that would be fine. But in the actual story, the mom explicitly states how he sinned. So because the characters in universe explicitly acknowledge it or reference it, then I feel like it should be elaborated upon. How does the happy planet rules work? Like, it felt like she was saying it was a sin for him to come back alone, but their original mission as a species, or maybe it was just his own personal mission, is to go to other planets and spread happiness. So why would it be a sin for him to come back to the planet alone? Like, I would understand if it was like you came back before you completed your mission, but alone kind of, I don't know, it kind of implies like almost like a dark twist where like you're supposed to capture someone from that planet that you go to and bring them back so they can be our slave or some shit. And yeah, how did the rules work, man? Why are the devices, why can they be fueled by their life force? Yeah, I think writing-wise, I would have preferred him, because instead of reintroducing the camera at all, I feel like he should have just taken the rocket back home, had one more interaction with his mom to resolve things on that end, then use the happy clock time machine on their planet to go back, which is kind of a repeat, so it might feel redundant of what he did when he failed Marina. But at the same time, if he clears things up with his mom to the point where she actually lets him do it this time, allows him to use the device, then that feels like a good story structure, because it's doing the same thing, but it's the character that was against it acknowledges it this time, and they're doing it for like the right reasons. Everybody understood, and everybody understands the MO this time. And then we also get him making up with his mom, dropping some more lore on the happy planet and how they work and stuff. And yeah, that would have been better, I think, instead of it kind of felt a bit forced for him to be like, oh, you dropped the camera, or sorry for stealing the camera from you, I'm going to give it back to you at this very convenient time. So yeah, there's that. I mean, I'm glad that it ended happily. No, it didn't end happily. that wasn't too happy. Just because they're friends as teenagers, I don't think that counteracts completely that Takopi dies. I'm actually kind of surprised that they don't show Azuma as... Did they show him as a teenager? Even if they did, I feel like they should have at least shown him being friends with them too, as like a trio as in their teenage years. And then, let me think. In the original timeline with Marina, Shizuka doesn't die from the suicide, and they both make it into their teenage years, and that gives that setup potential for them to eventually make up. So, like, you could argue that that is a better timeline than the one we ended with, other than the fact that Marina, of course, kills her mom and kills herself. But you could argue that only happens because Takopi gets involved. So if Takopi didn't get involved and set her up with Azuma, or put her in the love-chasing mind to hook up with Azuma and then be heartbroken about it and her mom crashing out about him not showing up to the date, then you could argue that Takopi not getting involved at all, that timeline has a better potential for them to all make up eventually, and Takopi gets to stay alive. And that's better than the timeline we ended with, because Takopi isn't dead. So that kind of also just traces back to the ambiguity of the title of his, in regard to his original sin just being existing, which is very interesting. I feel like it would have been better though if they acknowledged that then. Like, what if they just had him go, oh, if I didn't get involved at all, they had the potential to fix it themselves, because they kind of did fix it themselves in the end that we got but it's because of Takopi's influence on them. So what do you guys think? Is it better story-wise? Would it have been better story-wise for him to acknowledge that and kind of maybe more on the nose state out the theme of the show of the original sin being his existence and presence in their lives, then he kind of like deletes himself from their lives? Or should he have the effect on them, leave the effect on them, but die, which is kind of what life is, right? When we die, we just leave the effect we have on other people. What was I about to say also? I think that's really cool. It's another thing, I don't know if it's intentional or not, but I think it would have been really cool to associate that with the thing I was talking about at the beginning of the reaction, where by nature his character design as like this overly fictitious character mascot thing, it's like it's unfair. It doesn't exist in real life, right? It shouldn't exist. So that kind of plays into the sin of his existence. So I think that would have been a really cool thing to tie into if the writer felt inclined to tell us a story with themes like that. But yeah, you could argue that the work itself is just great because it's able to make you think about these things. So it should get brownie points for that, even though it didn't portray those things itself directly. And yeah, guys, that was Takopi's original sin. I will be honest, I do think, despite how much it's making me think and interpret, I have to judge the episode for what it is, what it presented. While I didn't really quite think the ending was ideal, the way it ended was ideal, I still enjoyed it for the most part, but at the same time, I have to say that the finale is probably the weakest episode, but it's hard to frame that, excuse me, as a diss, because it's not because it was that bad. It's just that we've been like lauding how every single episode up to this point has been so consistently just as good as the previous, if not better. So this series overall has like one of the most impressively consistent runs of like all time, probably. Unfortunately, the kind of final episode faltered a bit and ends up being the weakest one for me. But yeah, I think that's equal parts kind of just like a commendation of the show overall. Overall, I think this should easily end up top 10 anime of the year for me. I think I want to say say we're imagining like an ideal year of anime where like we have a bunch of bangers that deserve to be in our top. I would say I would want this show to be somewhere around like 5 or 7, number 5 or 7 top 10 anime of the year. We'll see if that comes true, I guess. If there's no other bangers this year or not that many bangers this year, it might end up lower than that in terms of the actual number, not quality. So it might be, 1 to 4 or whatever. I think for this current season of the stuff I'm watching, I would say objectively it probably is the best show this season. I was kind of thinking about this a few weeks ago. I was like, I'm watching City the animation, which is like so good, but in like a completely different way. So I don't know if I could say which one is better off the top of my head. But after thinking about it some more, I felt like City it's so good, but it's like ultimately doesn't touch on as nuanced themes that I had to give to Takopi. So yeah, Takopi probably is the best of the season, but at the same time, I haven't started every show of the season. I feel like I've started most of the ones I had expectations for and I thought would be good, so I can maybe quite confidently say, even though I haven't seen all of the other shows this season, Takopi is the best. And yeah, I'm gonna mourn Takopi one more time. Man, it sucks. He died. I can only hope that in their race, their planet or something, they don't die the same way humans do, and he just like reformed as like some spirit and was reborn or something and was able to live on his happy planet eating his happy fruits and stuff and make up with his mom. That was Takopi's original sin. 6 episodes. Finale. What a ride. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace out. We'll see you for the next octopus-related show, maybe.